Chapter 1061. The Qin family didn't leave the group to chase after the foreign creatures. After all, they were saved by the Sun family. Moreover, they needed to rely on the strength of this group to find their Qin family's young patriarch. The Yang family and Wudong people didn't care about the grudge between the Qin family and the Sun family. They fell behind the group and hurried along while drinking and laughing. Yang Wu and Zhang Mingshan had known each other for a long time. Moreover, because Yang Wu sent Zhang and Skeleton back, the Wudong people were very enthusiastic about Yang Wu. Moreover, Yang Wu was also a top-level Saint alchemist. Moreover, his age was not much different from theirs. They had a lot to talk about. Brother Yang Wu, when this matter is over, you must come to our Wudong as a guest. Let's thank you properly. Zhang Mingshan and Yang Wu already called each other brothers. Their words were not as polite as before. This was also Yang Wu's request. He felt strange being called Saint Alchemist all day long. Ba Jinxiong added on, "That's right. Our Wudong sect protector is a divine alchemist. I believe you can also chat with him about alchemy. I have long heard that Wudong Mountain's alchemy is unique. If I have a chance, I will definitely go and ask for advice." Yang Wu replied, "That's good. When the time comes, please bring little brother Lu Ji." Song Qing added. Yang Wu nodded and said, "That's not a problem." Song Qing had already told Yang Wu about his intention to accept Lu Ji as a Wudong disciple. Yang Wu was happy for Lu Ji. As for whether Lu Ji agreed or not, it was up to him. He wouldn't force him. "That's right. Brother Yang Wu, your strength has increased a lot after your seclusion. Don't you want to fight for the Dragon Emperor's position?" Yin Suxian, who rarely spoke, asked. Yang Wu looked at Yin Suxian and smiled. "Of course I want to fight for it. However, there's no need to rush. Then you have to hurry. The time in the Dragon Phoenix Abyss is limited. We don't know when it will end. It could be tomorrow, or it could be a year or so. If it ends tomorrow, you will regret it." Yin Suxian said. At this time, Yang Manmi, who had been guarding Yang Wu, also said, "Young patriarch, with your strength, you should quickly fight. Don't miss out on it." "I support it," Yang Yifan echoed. Before Yang Wu could respond, one of the Qin clan members at the front sneered, "You're really overestimating yourself." Yang Yifan immediately replied, "Why? Are you looking down on our young patriarch?" That person replied, "I don't dare to look down on Saint Master Yang Wu. I just feel that the Dragon Emperor's position isn't something that anyone can sit on. There are countless prodigies from various factions. There's the Longevity Hall's First Hall King, Tianli Temple's Jin Juezi, Kunlun's Kun Mingzi, and our battle tribe's Xianyuan bloodline. No matter what, it won't be your young patriarch's turn, right? It's better to see reality clearly." Qin Shufeng reprimanded. "Don't hurt other people's confidence. Just do your part." There was no difference between what he said and what he didn't say. He didn't like the Yang family, and he also didn't like Yang Wu. At that moment, someone from the Qin family replied, "Saint Master Yang Wu might be able to create a miracle like reaching the 12th level of the God of War Pagoda." This person was Qin Yueguan. He had once challenged the God of War Pagoda with Yang Wu and was the most outstanding prodigy among the Qin family's younger generation. His sister, Qin Yueqiong, didn't participate in this battle between the dragons and the phoenixes. He was sincerely speaking for Yang Wu and didn't mean to mock Yang Wu. "Yueguan, you don't have a right to speak here," Qin Shufeng said unhappily. Qin Yueguan hugged his combat weapon and turned his face away. He couldn't be bothered to reply to Qin Shufeng. "Even if my lord can't seize the Dragon Emperor's position, he will at least become the Dragon King." Meizaheo was unhappy with the Qin family's bullying of Yang Wu and spoke up for Yang Wu. He had seen Yang Wu's strength with his own eyes. In his opinion, Yang Wu was definitely not inferior to the Palace Lord or Kun Mingzi. "My lord doesn't engage in a war of words. As his underlings, there's no need for us to say anything. Let's just wait for some people to be slapped in the face," Lu Ji said calmly. "That's true," Meizaheo agreed. "Haha. If Yang Wu obtains the Dragon Emperor's position, no. Even if he obtains the Dragon King's position, I, Qin Shufeng, am willing to write my name backwards." Qin Shufeng sneered. The prodigy from the Qin family also said, "I'm willing too. That's enough. We are companions. Aren't you afraid of hurting our feelings by speaking like this? Sun Yishuan couldn't take it anymore and reprimanded them. Yishuan, we're just making a bet. We don't mean anything else. If Saint Master Yang Wu doesn't accept it, we won't do anything to him, Qin Shufeng replied. At this moment, Yang Wu finally spoke. He said calmly, "It doesn't seem interesting to just write my name backwards. Since we're making a bet, why don't we add something to it?" "Oh, I wonder what Saint Master Yang Wu wants to add?" Qin Shufeng asked with a hint of pride. "I can't obtain the title of Dragon Emperor or Dragon King. How about I give each of you a divine elixir pill?" Yang Wu threw out the bait. The Qin family prodigy's eyes instantly lit up. Qin Shufeng nodded. "Sure, but what price do you want us to pay? Do you want us to give you divine elixir pills as well?" Yang Wu shook his head gently. No, I don't lack divine elixir pills. I just want you to be my underling for 10 years. How dare you? How dare you? The Qin family members instantly shouted angrily. They all felt that Yang Wu's request was too much. "Didn't you think it was too much just now?" Yang Manmi immediately stood up and asked. "Your Yang family will soon be kicked out of the battle clan. Why do you have to speak to us like this?" A Qin family prodigy said, "Let's talk nicely. Don't hurt our friendship. The Yang family is our Sun family's ally. If you don't want to be with us, you can leave. Don't try to drive a wedge between us." Sun Yong was also extremely dissatisfied with the Qin family. "If you don't dare to bet, then forget it. Now, shut your stinky mouths," Yang Wu said bluntly. Qin Shufeng replied, "We'll bet. However, I won't accept your bet. If you lose, you don't need to be my underling for 10 years. You only need to be my underling for 1 year. After all, Saint Master Yang Wu's status is honorable." The Yang family members' expressions also became ugly. Yang Wu's status was enough to be on the same level as any top saint. If he really became Qin Shufeng's underling for a year, that would be the biggest joke. "Brother Yang Wu, forget it. Don't try to win a battle of words," Zhang Mingshan advised. Who knew that Yang Wu would say, "Then it's decided. Everyone, please be our witnesses." Since Yang Wu had already said so, no one else dared to have any objections. Those who understood Yang Wu felt that Yang Wu had a chance to obtain the title of Dragon King. However, it would be very difficult. After all, Yang Wu's ranking had already fallen out of the top 1,000. Those who didn't understand Yang Wu felt that this guy's IQ wasn't high enough. After being provoked, he impulsively made a bet with others. It was obvious that he didn't even know that he was being cheated. Qin Shufeng sneered in his heart. He didn't think that Yang Wu had a chance to obtain the title of Dragon King. He didn't even have a 10% chance. The top 10 Dragon Kings had already been reserved by the top monsters. After the two of them made the bet, a crack appeared in their relationship. They were no longer as harmonious as before. Sun Yishuan was extremely annoyed. Her impression of Qin Shufeng had worsened greatly. She also felt that Yang Wu's impulsiveness was childish. She didn't know what to say at the moment. Everything would have to be settled after they found the location of the Dragon Phoenix tree. The group headed east, relying on the senses of dragons and phoenixes to find the Dragon Phoenix tree. Sure enough, they encountered many living beings along the way. There were humans and spirit demons. However, they didn't take the initiative to attack. Instead, they kept their distance and continued on their way. To them, the Dragon Phoenix tree was more important. Good times didn't last long. The group once again encountered the invasion of the foreign races. This time, there were more than 200 foreign races. Each of them was much stronger than the ones they had encountered before. One of the foreign races in human form yelled at Yang Wu and the others. "They are the ones who killed our companions." The leader of the foreign races immediately ordered, "Kill them all." There was no need to waste too much time talking in a battle between different races. The moment there was a disagreement, the battle would begin. "You foreign races haven't been killed yet, right? Let's kill them together." Qin Shufeng still liked to be in the limelight. He ordered the members of his family beside him. Qin Yueguan replied, "Their numbers are frightening. We shouldn't be the ones to charge. If you're afraid of dying, then go home and drink milk." Qin Shufeng was obviously unhappy with Qin Yueguan. He didn't hold back as he scolded him. Then, he led the charge. The other members of the Qin clan also charged out. There were only a dozen of them, but the killing intent they released was extremely powerful. It could intimidate any living being and weaken the other party's momentum. This allowed them to take advantage of the situation. Angry God killing intent. The members of the Qin clan charged out at the same time. It was as if there were hundreds or even thousands of people charging out at the same time. They had always been successful in killing enemies like this. However, this time, the foreign races came prepared. They had suffered at the hands of the Qin clan and wouldn't foolishly throw away their lives again. Just as the people of the Qin clan were about to reach the creatures of the foreign races, the ground suddenly trembled. Large amounts of soil began to churn as a wall of earth came crashing down on them. Moreover, many gigantic stone golems formed, exploding with extremely powerful energy as they blasted towards the people of the Qin clan. It's the stone golems. Quickly retreat. Sun Yishuan shouted in alarm. Then, she said to the people beside her, let's attack together. Auntie, let them be. They won't turn back until they suffer a loss. Sun Yong said indifferently. Someone agreed. These arrogant fellows. It's not fun to stay with them. Why don't we take this opportunity to leave? We're all companions. How can we leave them to die? Follow me. Sun Yishuan shouted. Thus, she was the first to take action. There were still people from the Sun clan who were willing to listen to her. They all released their battle chi and joined the battle. Young clan leader, should we just stand by and watch? Yang Yifun asked Yang Wu. Since we're all companions, how can we not help? Everyone attack together, Yang Wu said righteously. Chapter 1062. There were powerful stone golems, ferocious cannibals, beastmen, shadowruns, and iron-winged horns. The alien races represented all kinds of different life forms. They fought among themselves, but they would also work together to deal with humans, spirit demons, and devils. This foreign team was led by a stone golem. They could control the power of the earth, and in this place where the ground was hard, their battle prowess doubled. They could create a powerful gravitational field that could increase the pressure on their opponents and easily crush them. The members of the Qin clan were trapped in the gravitational field and were attacked by a large amount of earth energy. Their formation was instantly thrown into chaos. They still tried their best to resist, but a few members of the Qin clan were seriously injured by the earth energy. The pressure of the earth energy was too terrifying. Bastard, break for me. Qin Shufeng was the strongest of the Qin family members. His strength was comparable to a first-level celestial pattern saint. He waved his battle weapon, destroying the earth walls, and attacked one of the stone golems. The stone golem gathered a large amount of earth to form a giant stone golem. It raised its powerful fist and punched at Qin Shufeng. Rumble, rumble. Qin Shufeng's strength was shattered, and the stone golem couldn't hurt him. His battle prowess was indeed extraordinary. However, the other members of the Qin family were unlucky. Their killing intent could scare many life forms, but it couldn't scare the stone golems. They were originally creatures formed from earth and were extremely unique. They could ignore all emotional disturbances. In a few blinks of an eye, the Qin family members were beaten to a miserable state. Fortunately, they weren't weak. Otherwise, they would have been instantly killed. When Sun Yishuan and the others joined the battle, other creatures from other races also charged towards them. However, the main point was still to take care of those from the Qin clan. In the previous battle, the Qin clan had charged at the very front and killed many creatures from other races. They had come back for revenge. Puff, puff. Suddenly, a foul smell came from nowhere, and the atmosphere on the battlefield changed completely. The Qin family members were the first to bear the brunt of the stench, and they almost fainted. Their battle prowess plummeted, and they were beaten to a pulp by the stone golems. Just as they were about to be killed by the stone golems, a few people came to their aid. The ones who saved them were not from the Sun family, nor were they from Wudong. Instead, it was Yang Wu, Yang Yifun, Yang Manmi, and Yang Lulu. Among them, Yang Wu acted the fastest. He ignored the stench here and rushed in front of the golem like a dragon, unleashing an astonishing battle prowess. Bull fist. Yang Wu seemed to have transformed into a raging bull as he heavily struck the stone man's fist. Bang! The two fists collided, and stone fragments flew everywhere. The arm of the stone man was actually shattered. Without waiting for the stoneman to recover, Yang Wu scuttled to the stoneman's chest like a ghost and threw out another barbaric bull fist. The stoneman's weakness was its heart. As long as its heart was destroyed, the stoneman would die without a doubt. The heart of a stoneman was always the strongest part of its defense. Unfortunately, this stoneman still couldn't withstand Yang Wu's powerful punch. Its heart was destroyed, and the stoneman instantly collapsed. After Yang Wugong blasted this stoneman, he rushed towards another stoneman. His speed was as fast as lightning, and before the stoneman could react, he violently punched the stoneman's back with his barbaric fist. The powerful brute force of the barbaric god's arm passed through the stoneman's body and directly shattered its stone core. In the blink of an eye, Yang Wu destroyed 2 stone men and dealt with several Qin family members. The Qin family members looked at Yang Wu in a different light, and a trace of shame flashed in their hearts. Without waiting for them to thank him, Yang Wu had already rushed toward the other creatures. What is the Dragon King's position? This young master wants the Dragon Emperor's position. No, I want the Invincible Emperor. Yang Wu's battle intent surged as he roared. He transformed into a tyrannical barbaric dragon and charged into the midst of the other creatures, killing them all. How can he withstand our body odor? A fox girl cried out in alarm. Not only him, but his companions are also not afraid. It seems like this move is useless against them. Another fox girl said, "These are the fox girls that Yang Wu met once before." At that time, Yang Wu was overwhelmed by their body odor and didn't know what to do. When the Qin family and the other races began to fight, Yang Wu discovered their existence. He quickly took out several herbs and kneaded them into a ball to create a liquid that could cover up the body odor. As long as he rubbed a little on his nose, he wouldn't be affected by the odor anymore. You weasels, prepare to die. Yang Wu didn't have a good impression of these fox girls. After staring at them, he rushed toward them like an arrow released from a bow. "Oh no, Brother D, save us!" One of the fox girls cried out in alarm. Yang Wu's combat power was too strong. They didn't have the confidence to fight against him, so they quickly cried out for help. Just as Yang Wu's barbaric fist was about to land on their bodies, a strong force swept over. A dark green light collided with Yang Wu's fist force. Bang! A muffled sound rang out, and a powerful force swept out. The nearby creatures were all shaken, and the 5 fox girls were the first to bear the brunt of the force. They rolled on the ground in a wretched state, and they no longer looked like foxes. "How dare you kill my beloved concubine? Human, you must be tired of living." A young man with dark green skin scolded Yang Wu. This young man looked perfect. He had a handsome face, a resolute expression, and a strong and tall body. There was nothing to nitpick about him. The only thing that didn't fit the aesthetic standards of the human race was the strange black lines on his skin. They were like tattoos all over his body, including his handsome face. He came from the Jade Emperor clan, a very domineering clan. In fact, they were a kind of Jade clan that was born from the Holy Emperor Jade. In other words, their bodies were a piece of Holy Emperor Jade. After many years of changes, they absorbed the essence of heaven and earth and grew into a living creature. The Jade Emperor clan was very few in number. They were one of the rare, strongest clans. Whether it was among the mutated races or compared to other big clans, they were almost invincible. The powerful stone men were one of the Jade Emperor clan's subsidiary clans. The Jade Emperor clan creature in front of them was called DMO. He was a prince of the Jade Emperor clan. His combat power was not to be underestimated. Now, he was in the top 20 of the mutated races. There were 60,000 people in the mutated races. It was already very terrifying for him to be in the top 20. Yang Wu could sense the extraordinariness of this being, but he did not show the slightest bit of fear. It had been some time since he had come out of seclusion, and he needed to temper that last bit of imperfection in battle before he could advance towards the peak of the dragon transformation realm. He sneered and said, "Can you save them? Naive." Ice Wing Blade. The formless Ice Wing Blade rushed out rapidly. This was a holy blade that could even kill a saint. The few fox girls didn't even have the chance to react. Their heads were chopped off by the ice wing blade, leaving behind 5 lifeless corpses. DMO felt something strange behind him and instantly roared, "Ah, you dare to kill my 5 beloved concubines. I will tear you into pieces. Then I will tear you into pieces first." Yang Wu sneered, and the ice wing blade slashed towards DMO Ding Dang. After Yang Wu's ice wing blade slashed onto DMO's body, it gave off a piercing sound. There was actually no way to kill DMO directly. His body was as hard as a holy stone. However, the power of the ice wing blade was not limited to that. An extremely cold ice chi was released and froze DMO. "You relied on such despicable means to kill my beloved concubines?" DMO shouted angrily. Lines of demonic ink tattoos flickered and a valiant energy was released. It forcefully dispersed the extremely cold ice chi. It didn't pose any threat to him at all. In the next moment, DMO grabbed at the air and a large amount of soil on the ground started to roll. It turned into the shape of an earth awl and stabbed towards Yang Wu. This earth awl was formed too quickly, and it was right under Yang Wu's feet. If Yang Wu's reaction was any slower, he would have been stabbed by this earth awl. "This prince is going to stab you into meat paste to vent the hatred in my heart," DMO shouted, and his hands kept forming seals. The power of the earth was completely under his control. A huge earth awl was formed and surrounded Yang Wu. The exquisite ability to control the earth was even more terrifying than the stone golems. "Is this guy a prince of the stone golems?" Yang Wu secretly exclaimed. In the next moment, these earth awls came from all directions and stabbed towards Yang Wu. The power of each earth awl could directly kill an ordinary saint. Hundreds of earth awls attacking Yang Wu at the same time. Would he be able to withstand it? Barbarian horse fist. Yang Wu changed his fist technique and attacked with his fastest barbaric fist. He continuously attacked the earth spikes that were coming at him. Bang bang. One by one, the earth spikes were smashed into pieces by him as if they were dried twigs. Many stone chips splashed in all directions. Yang Wu didn't have the time to train here. While he was smashing the earth alls, he still rushed towards DMO. He must kill DMO in order to resolve the encirclement of these earth alls. "You human are very strong, but in front of this prince, you are still not enough. Dragon rise." DMO's pair of amber-like eyes stared coldly at Yang Wu as he spoke. Stepping forward, a power entered the soil, and the soil changed once again. A several thousand feet long earth dragon condensed and viciously pounced towards Yang Wu to bite him. This was a big guy. Even a second-level star rune saint would have a headache facing him. This was DMO's powerful attack. It was no wonder that he was ranked in the top 20 of the foreign race list. His battle power was not ordinary. When the surrounding creatures saw DMO's methods, they all retreated far away. They didn't dare to come close, afraid that they would be affected by the other party's power. "This Jade Emperor is very powerful. I'm afraid Brother Yang Wu can't take it. I'll go help him." After Zhang Mingshan killed a foreign race creature, he saw Yang Wu's predicament and couldn't help but want to help Yang Wu. In Suxian stopped him and said, "He has the confidence to take the Dragon Emperor's throne. Why are you worrying? Take care of yourself first." Chapter 1063. The battle between the humans and the foreign races was very intense. The number of non-humankind beings was greater than the number of human beings, and they were all proficient in all kinds of special abilities. These non-humankind beings had caused quite a lot of trouble to the humankind. If Yang Wu and his people weren't relatively strong as a whole, they would have been overwhelmed long ago. The Sun family was led by Sun Yong and supported by Sun Yishuan and other members of the Sun family. They condensed their spirit battle Qi and dealt with many foreign races, relieving the pressure on the Qin family. Now, Qin Shufeng felt extremely embarrassed. He thought that the Qin family's murderous aura would be enough to deal with these foreign races. In the end, they were caught off guard by the powerful foreign races, and 2 Qin family members lost their lives. His face was swept to the ground, and he could only desperately try to salvage the situation. The Wu Dang people were able to deal with it easily. They formed an exquisite array, attacking and defending as one. The foreign races did not dare to come close, and many of them died under their swords. If not for the large number of foreign races, the foreign races would not be able to bear the consequences in front of the Wu Dang disciples. There was another important reason, and that was that the seventh sword of the Wu Dang's 7 heroes, Mo Wudi, was not here. If he was here, the 7 heroes of Wu Dang would form this 7-section sword array, and they would definitely be able to wipe out all the living beings here. Lu Ji had been paying attention to the array of Wu Dang and secretly exclaimed, "Wu Dang's sword array is unparalleled in the world." The wonder of the array, other than the people of Wu Dang, only Lu Ji could understand it. This guy was obsessed with array to the point of chi deviation. He was still distracted on the battlefield and was simply courting death. If Yang Lulu had not been distracted to take care of him, he would have been eaten by the foreign races. Now, the fiercest battle was still the battle between Yang Wu and DMO. They were the strongest existences on the battlefield, and the commotion they created was no different from that of a saint. Many living beings had no choice but to stop fighting and retreat far away for fear of being affected by their power. The Jade Emperor clan was indeed one of the strongest clans. Demo's ability to manipulate the earth was much better than the Stone Golem clan. Just as one Earth Dragon rushed out, another Earth Dragon rushed out. Not long after, a third Earth Dragon appeared. Only after 8 Earth Dragons that were thousands of feet long did they stop. The 8 dragons surrounded Yang Wu and attacked him nonstop. The power of each attack was enough to make a Grade 2 Celestial Saint suffer. Yang Wu used the Barbarian Dragon Fist, and used an extremely brutal fist energy to collide with these Earth Dragons. These Earth Dragons that had just been shattered by him could reassemble their bodies, and their strength was not reduced at all. Wave after wave of attacks came at him, forcing him into a difficult situation. If it wasn't for his outstanding reflexes and strong physical body, he would have been tortured to death by these Earth Dragons. No matter how dense your energy is, you will still be exhausted to death by me. DMO was incomparably pleased with himself. He could control the Earth's power and consumed very little energy. On the contrary, Yang Wu's physical strength would be exhausted sooner or later. This was his battle strategy, incomparably practical. Yang Wu wasn't an idiot. The more he fought, the fiercer he became. The power that he had just increased not too long ago was now being released by him. There was a kind of impulse that he wouldn't feel happy if he didn't fight. He changed his fist force and struck out with his self-created martial god fist. The terrifying fist force condensed into a giant black tortoise and instantly blasted the 3 Earth Dragons' power into pieces. At the same time, he turned into an afterimage and broke through the encirclement of these Earth Dragons as he charged towards DMO. "I'll beat you up." Yang Wu's battle intense sword. He roared and charged towards DMO with an invincible aura. Yang Wu wanted to use this battle to break through to the peak of the dragon transformation realm. He discovered that the faster his energy revolved, the rounder the dragon pearl in his dantian would be. He believed that after going through the extreme eruption, he would be able to polish it to the most perfect state. Going head-to-head with this prince, you're simply courting death. DMO looked at Yang Wu, who was charging over, and sneered. A dark green light flickered on his body as he punched out. With a punch, the jade light was dazzling. It was as if a jade-colored moon had appeared, serene, but contained an endless amount of murderous intent. Bang! Yang Wu's fist and DMO's fist collided solidly, and a collision sound that was enough to shatter the void rang out. The 2 living beings were simultaneously pushed back by their respective powers. Yang Wu was pushed back 10 feet, and 2 long marks were drawn on the ground by his feet. DMO was only pushed back a distance of 5 feet. Under the situation of going head-to-head, Yang Wu actually lost by a level. What a hard fist! Yang Wu lightly swung his fist and exclaimed. Ever since he had attained the saint physique, it was hard to meet any living creature who could compete with him. It was only after he came to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss that he had met many living creatures who showed him what a peerless evildoer was. For example, the puppet 8th Zhu, Heavenly Demon Bob Ben, Song Qing, and now DMO. Every living creature possessed different abilities, but in terms of physical strength, DMO was the strongest. I didn't think that a small human like you would be able to go head-to-head with this prince. I've underestimated you. You deserve to be treated seriously by this prince. Demo's dark green eyes flashed with excitement as he said. Ever since he arrived at the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, DMO hadn't met any worthy opponents, and Yang Wu was one of them. Demo's hidden battle intent was gradually released, and he was prepared to go all out against Yang Wu. Yang Wu smiled and asked, "What race are you?" "You're definitely not a simple Sure clan, right?" "Hee hee. You don't even know about my Jade Emperor clan. You're really ignorant. Remember that the one who wants to kill you is the Jade Emperor clan's Prince DMO." DMO sneered and attacked again. Who knew that a group of humans would suddenly attack from the outside, causing a commotion among the living beings of the other races? "Not good. The humans have reinforcements. We've been ambushed," a living being of the other races exclaimed. "What's there to be afraid of? These humans are just perfect for us to kill," a brave living being of the other races replied. "Let's kill all these living beings of the other races. Don't let a single one of them go." A voice filled with killing intent shouted. "Just nice. We can use them to increase our chances of winning. That's the best thing to do." Another human's voice rang out. No one knew where the 100 people came from. Every one of them was very strong, and they were fresh troops. They suddenly entered the battlefield and killed the other races off guard. The Sun family's men and Wu Dang's men cooperated with the reinforcements and attacked from both inside and outside, causing a lot of damage to the other races. Many of the living beings of the other races asked DMO for help, forcing DMO to not be in the mood to fight with Yang Wu quietly. He could only give up on Yang Wu and attack the other humans to create a chance for the other races to escape. 10,000 dragons annihilation. In an instant, several thousands of feet-long earth dragons appeared in this part of the world. That strange phenomenon was truly shocking. The humans were shocked by these earth dragons, and their formation was thrown into chaos. They hurriedly blocked the attack of these earth dragons, and where would they have the time to kill the other races? The living beings of the other races took the chance to escape, not daring to fight with the humans. Yang Wu didn't want to let an opponent like DMO off, so he turned into a tornado and charged towards those earth dragons. Rumble, rumble. The tornado created by the wind god's kick instantly turned over 10 earth dragons into dust. He chased after DMO like a son of the wind. What Jade Emperor clan's prince don't run. This young master hasn't had enough. Who do you think you are? Next time, I'll take your life. DMO stood on an earth dragon and sped away, not intending to continue fighting with Yang Wu. Yang Wu's speed was very fast, and just as he was about to catch up with DMO, another earth dragon appeared and blocked his path. They were all kicked into pieces by him. He scolded loudly. "What bullshit, Jade Emperor clan. If you have the guts, don't run. This young master will slaughter you like a pig or a dog. Don't try to talk big. Do you really think I'm afraid of you?" DMO was so angry that smoke was rising from his jade orifices. He wanted to turn back and kill Yang Wu. A living being of the other races persuaded, "Your Highness, forget it. Don't fall into the trap of the human race. Come, don't be a coward. This young master can take on 10 of you." Yang Wu continued to shout. When those newly arrived human race geniuses saw this scene, they were all shocked. That living being was the prince of the Jade Emperor clan. Such an invincible race being was chased by a human youth and was even scared off. They felt that this was too unreal. Every living being of the Jade Emperor clan was an invincible existence of the same level. They were opponents that no other race would want to meet. But there was actually someone who could challenge them. DMO still led the other race being away. Yang Wu also did not continue to chase after them. This battle had come to an end. After he stopped, he couldn't help but sigh. It's hard to find a match. All the human race geniuses present had an urge to rush up and kill this guy. He actually dared to say such words in front of so many geniuses? Did he think that they were all dead? Yang Wu returned to the group and found that everyone was looking at him. He couldn't help but touch his face and said, "Why are all of you looking at me like that? Was my invincible appearance that handsome? I can't take it anymore. I want to have a duel with him." A human genius shouted out. "That's right. Who gave him such confidence to say such shameless words? Count me in." Another person shouted out. Yang Wu looked at the two of them and said faintly, "You want to replace that Jade Emperor clan's prince to have a duel with me." The two people's words were blocked by Yang Wu, and they didn't even dare to let out a fart. Earlier, they just couldn't stand Yang Wu's narcissistic look and didn't really dare to challenge him. The two of them together were not a match for the Jade Emperor clan's prince. Naturally, they wouldn't be a match for this young man in front of them. "Saint Master Yang Wu, don't take it to heart. They were just joking." Someone spoke up for them. This person was the leader of the reinforcements. He looked to be around 17 or 18 years old and was riding on a white tiger. His face was filled with a smile, giving people a sense of closeness. "This joke isn't funny. If they dare to provoke us again, I don't mind teaching them a lesson on behalf of martial arts." A woman replied, "Seeing your brother Yang Wu indeed has an invincible disposition." Another woman spoke out. "Hung Mountain had the eldest Miss Yu, Junhung Mountain had the little Nunqing Jing." Chapter 1064. Five Mountains Sect. This was a sect formed by Mount Tai Sect, Mount Hua Sect, Mount Song Sect, Mount Hung Sect, and Mount Hung Sect. These five sects were like branches of the same tree, advancing and retreating together. Every 100 years, they would hold a sword competition to determine the leader of the five sections. In this generation, Mount Song Sect was the leader of the Five Mountains Sect. Its sect leader was also known as the Alliance Leader. The young man riding the white tiger was the young sect leader of Mount Song Sect, Zuoshihan. This was a demon who had a halo around him since he was young. When he was born, he triggered a vision. When he was still a child, he was recognized by a tiger demon that had a trace of the white tiger's bloodline. He was truly favored by the heavens. Now, he was still very young, not even 30 years old, but he already had the strength of a top-tier Dragon Transformation Realm cultivator. He broke the record of Mount Song Sect for being the youngest person to achieve that in 10,000 years. Mount Song Sect was the leader of the Five Mountains, so Zuoshihan was naturally the leader of the younger generation of the Five Mountains Sect. The others all listened to his orders. The geniuses of Mount Buhung, Mount Hung, Mount Tai, and Mount Hua all gathered around him. Whether they were willing or not, they all followed him. This was the rules set by the Five Mountains Sect. Unless someone's strength could suppress Zuoshihan, only then could they become the leader. The people who came to support Yang Wu and his group were the geniuses of the Five Mountains Sect. Shu Yujun and Qin Jing were both there. One treated Yang Wu as her lover, while the other remembered his kindness. She could not bear to hear anyone speak ill of Yang Wu. "All right, our Five Mountains Sect cannot be laughed at by others," the young man, Zuoshihan, said. At this moment, Qin Shufeng went up to Zuoshihan and said, "Thank you for your help, young sect leader Zua. My Qin clan will repay you generously in the future." Qin Shufeng did not look very good. His clothes were tattered and many wounds could be seen. His handsome face was also swollen. He had suffered a lot in the battle just now. "So, it's a brother from the Battle Clan Qin clan. Sorry for the disrespect." Zuoshihan replied very politely, "I have long heard that the Five Mountains Sect are of the same breath and branch. Today, it is indeed true. Young sect leader Zua is a good leader." Qin Shufeng flattered. What he said made Zuoshihan feel better, but the geniuses of the other sects did not look so good. On the surface, the Five Mountains sects seemed to be united, but in fact, after the changes over the years, the competition between the generations had become more and more intense. No one was willing to give in to the others. Qin Shufeng's words stabbed the geniuses of the other sects where it hurt. They looked at Qin Shufeng with disgust. Sun Yishuan, Song Qing, and company also expressed their gratitude to the people from the Five Mountains Sect. Even though they were all from powerful factions, they still had to maintain basic etiquette. When Zuoshihan heard the names of these people, she hurriedly dismounted from her mount and greeted them politely. The Five Mountain sect was formed by the combination of 5 different sword sections. The Sun family's influence in the War Clan was also extraordinary. They were not inferior to the Wudong sect. No matter how great Swishihan's fame was, she was too embarrassed to show it in front of them. Sun Yishuan once again displayed her ability to rope people in and suggested to Swishihan that they should travel together. She did not seem to be worried about the consequences of having too many people and not being able to split the spoils evenly. Actually, they did not know if the Dragon Phoenix tree existed or if the Dragon Phoenix fruit existed. If it really existed, it would be easier for them to fight with other living creatures if they gathered these people together. If it did not exist, they could also deal with other living creatures and increase their chances of winning. No matter what, it was a good thing for everyone to be united. Sun Yishuan originally thought that Zhuxihan would agree readily, who knew that she would decline and even try to poach people in front of her. He said to Yang Wu, "Saint Master Yang Wu, I heard that you formed a team called Jingwu with junior sister Qingjing." Yang Wu raised his eyebrows and replied, "Yes, there is such a thing." "That's good. Junior sister Qingjing is from the Five Mountain sect. Jingwu's team will follow the Five Mountain sect. We will travel together and win more victories," Zhuxihan said matter-of-factly. In an instant, the scene became silent. Other than the people from the Five Mountain sect, everyone else looked at Zhuxihan in shock. It was as if they had heard the most shocking words of the year. Who was Yang Wu? Even if Zhuxihan was the most powerful demon in the Five Mountain sect, there was still a big gap between him and Yang Wu. He actually asked Yang Wu to join their team, and looked like he was the leader. Who gave him the courage to say that? Senior brother Zhua, you've misunderstood. Qingjing hurriedly tried to explain, but before she could finish, a woman interrupted her and said, "Junior sister Qingjing, you don't have the right to speak here." This woman was quite good-looking. She was extremely tall and had a curvy figure. She was quite sexy, riding on a white moon horse. She had a domineering aura, as if she did not care about anyone. Li Yue was also a prodigy from the Mount Song sect. She was a woman who ranked very high on the Heavenly Phoenix list. After Qingjing was rebutted by Li Yue, she seemed a little flustered. She did not know how to respond for a moment. Ningxin patted Qingjing to calm her down. She said telepathically, "Let Yang Wu settle it. He's not the type to lose out." At this moment, Yang Wu looked at Zhuxihan and said faintly, "If junior sister Qingjing wants me to follow her, I have nothing to say. As for you, you're not qualified." Suddenly, Zhuxihan's eyes flashed with coldness. Beside her, Li Yue shouted, "Saint Master Yang Wu, even junior sister Qingjing has to listen to the orders of our young sect master. You used to follow her, so it's only right that you follow our young sect master's orders. If you don't want to, we won't force you. However, you may bear the name of someone who goes back on their word. That's not worth it." Li Yue's words were full of threat. It seemed that if Yang Wu refused their invitation, they would have a way to ruin Yang Wu's reputation. Clang! In an instant, a sword wave pierced toward Li Yue. The sword came quickly and fiercely. Li Yue was shocked. She hurriedly blocked it, but was still bounced off her mount by the sword wave. "You dare to threaten my man? Do you want to die?" Shu Yujun looked at Li Yue coldly, with a long sword in her hand. She was a woman who could clearly distinguish between love and hate. She loved Yang Wu directly, but hated those who disliked Yang Wu directly. "Shu Yujun, are you crazy? Are you trying to stir up internal strife?" Li Yue's face turned green and red as she shouted, "Put away your disgusting face. What is my man's status? What is your status? Even if the leader of the Five Mountain sect is here, he has the qualifications to be on an equal footing. If you want to win him over, you better watch your words. He is not a member of the Five Mountain sect," Shu Yujun said sternly. When the people around saw her being so direct, they could not help but give her a thumbs up in their hearts. Li Yue still wanted to say something, but Zhuxihan spoke again. "Junior sister Shu's words are reasonable. I was rude to Saint Master Yang Wu. Please forgive me. Junior sister Shu, you don't have to be so angry." Senior sister Li was a little direct with her words. She did not mean any harm. That better be the case. Shu Yujun also knew her limits. She retracted her aura and retreated. Yang Wu ignored Zhuxihan. Instead, he waved at Qing Jing and said, "Junior sister Qing Jing, come here for a moment." Qing Jing obediently walked toward Yang Wu. "Do you want me to join your team?" Yang Wu asked Qing Jing with a smile. Qing Jing and Yang Wu looked at each other. Blushing slightly, Qing Jing lowered her head and replied, "Senior brother Yang Wu, it is not suitable for me to be the leader of Jingwu. Everyone listens to you. You are the real leader of Jingwu. I cannot force you to do anything." Qing Jing's words explained her relationship with Yang Wu to everyone. She was only the leader that Yang Wu helped to get to the position. Yang Wu could ignore this relationship at any time. Yang Wu continued, "This has nothing to do with Jingwu. You are my savior. I could do anything for you. You just have to answer me. Do you want me to join your team?" "Junior sister Qing Jing, if Saint Master Yang Wu joins our Five Mountain sect, it will be a great benefit to our Five Mountain sect and the Hung Mountain sect." Zhuxihan reminded Qing Jing. Yang Wu was a top-level medicine master. If he joined the team, it would definitely reduce the casualties of the team. Qing Jing was so conflicted that she could not speak. Yang Wu encouraged her again. "Just ask your heart." Qing Jing said without hesitation, "I don't want to. Senior brother Yang Wu should have his freedom." "Junior sister Qing Jing," Zhuxihan shouted. Then he looked at Ning Xin and said, "Senior sister Ning, please persuade junior sister Qing Jing." Without waiting for Ning Xin to speak, Qing Jing turned to Zhuxihan and said, "Senior brother Zhua, senior brother Yang Wu, and I are friends. He saved our lives. Jingwu's position as leader was given to me by him. Everyone respects senior brother Yang Wu, not me. So please don't force senior brother Yang Wu. Please forgive me." At the crucial moment, Qing Jing was able to speak from her heart. Her courage was commendable. Li Yuyue spoke again. "Our Five Mountains sect has a strong army. If he joins, we can still protect him. Don't think that you can ignore the dangers here, just because you are a medicine master. That's not right. We are also friends of brother Yang Wu. Is it worse to travel with us than to travel with your Five Mountains sect?" Sun Yong interrupted. Song Qing, who had been silent, said, "Wudong is fully responsible for Saint Master Yang Wu's safety. You don't have to worry about it." Song Qing's words carried a lot of weight. Even the Sun family, Qin family, and Five Mountains sect's people revealed looks of disbelief. Wudong had always been a neutral and righteous sect. They did not participate in the struggles of other powers. Why did Song Qing change his usual attitude and support Yang Wu? Eldest senior brother is right. Zhang Mingshan could not help but agree. "All right, let's not hurt each other. We can travel together." Sun Yishuan said at the right time to smooth things over. "We are not worthy." Zhuxihan's handsome face darkened. Chapter 1065. In the eyes of others, Zhuxihan was an elegant young master who was courteous to others. He was also the young master of the Five Mountains sect and had an extraordinary status. Many people had fawned over him since he was young. He had come to rope in Yang Wu. He thought that with the relationship between Qing Jing and Shu Yujun, Yang Wu would be like a normal man and obediently submit to them and listen to their orders. Who knew that Yang Wu did not seem to be charmed by Qing Jing and Shu Yujun at all? Instead, it seemed like the two women were loyal to Yang Wu. He had miscalculated. The people of the Five Mountain sect did not ask for a rebuff and turned to leave. Qing Jing and Shu Yujun had to follow them because of their status. Before leaving, Shu Yujun walked towards Yang Wu and hugged him for a while. "I'll wait for you to dominate the Dragon Phoenix Abyss." With that, she turned and left. The people of the Qin clan did not want to stay with the Sun clan and Yang Wu. Qin Shufeng led the team and left with the people of the Five Mountains sect. Sun Yishuan wanted to persuade them, but was stopped by Sun Yong. "A bunch of ingrates. What's the use of keeping them around if they leave?" Sun Yong said unhappily. They had helped the people of the Qin clan out of trouble. Now that the Qin clan had left, it was obvious that they did not remember this kindness. Sun Yishuan could not persuade them anymore. Sun Yong was right. Keeping the Qin clan around would only make them unhappy. "Let's speed up our journey," Sun Yishuan suggested. The next moment, she took out an ancient war chariot. The body of the war chariot was colorful and had traces of various things. One could faintly feel the scent of dried blood from the body of the chariot. It was an antique that had been around for countless years. There were lines of formation patterns carved on it, and it had a mysterious and ancient aura. This was a Saint-level war chariot. It was the Sun Clan's Saint-level war chariot. The Sun Clan's Saint-level war chariot had once been driven by the Sun Clan's Saint-level war chariot to conquer the Devil Clan. Today, it was no longer as glorious as it used to be. However, to the younger generation, it was still a rare antique. In order for the Sun Clan to achieve a good result in this trial, the Sun Clan leader gave this ancient chariot to Sun Yishuan so that she could lead the Sun Clan's prodigies into the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Yang Wu also had a black tortoise battleship, but it had been handed over to Yang Tianlin, who had yet to return it. As for the other Jiao Dragon battleship, he had handed it over to his father, but he didn't get it back. Saint Master Yang Wu, Daoist Song, come up. Time waits for no one. Sun Yishuan invited. Yang Wu, Song Qing, and the others did not stand on ceremony. They leaped onto the ancient war chariot and sped towards the direction of the Dragon Phoenix tree. The power of the ancient war chariot was indeed extraordinary. Even though the gravity here was shocking, it could still explode with astonishing speed. Not only them, but other war chariots, battleships, war chariots, and powerful mounts were also rushing towards the same direction. After who knew how much time had passed, many creatures arrived at a certain place ahead of time. That place was a huge depression, completely empty. There was nothing special about it. All the creatures' senses pointed to this place. However, when they arrived, they were all disappointed. Where's the Dragon Phoenix tree? There's not even a withered blade of grass. How infuriating. Even the fortune-telling tower has miscalculated. It seems that all of this is just making things out of nothing. Everyone, don't jump to conclusions yet. With so many creatures rushing here, it proves that the senses can't be wrong. Perhaps there's an illusion array here. We just can't see through it. Yes. Everyone, quickly take out your dragon or phoenix items. We'll definitely be able to sense the existence of the Dragon Phoenix tree. After many creatures complained for a while, some creatures took out items related to the Dragon or Phoenix clan, trying to find a way to sense the existence of the Dragon Phoenix tree. At that moment, the Flood Dragon clan of the spirit demons brought out a huge dragon bone. A Flood Dragon prince chanted in an ancient language. Suddenly, the dragon bone underwent a great change. It was as if a real dragon had risen into the sky. It was extremely mighty and shocking. Many spirit demons were so frightened that they fell to the ground. There was indeed a reaction between heaven and earth. A dragon's roar sounded. Roar. The dragon's roar was deafening. The space distorted, and a crack faintly appeared. All the creatures saw an old tree that looked like a dragon through the crack. Its leaves were burning like flames, like the fire of a phoenix. It was extremely magical. Let's go. The Jiao Dragon Prince roared, and the Jiao dragons around him charged towards the crack. However, when they got close to the crack, a powerful rebounding force blasted them away. Roar. Why is this happening? The Flood Dragon Prince roared. He transformed into his original form and continued to attack with the dragon bone. However, he still couldn't rush into the crack. It was just a futile effort. In another direction, a woman summoned a phoenix feather, forming a stream of phoenix true fire and launching an attack at the spatial rift. Behind her, there were also dozens of women following her. The result was the same. They still couldn't force their way in. The other creatures took out items from the dragon or phoenix clan, hoping to break into the crack. In the end, they were all doing useless things. They were extremely anxious. The Dragon Phoenix tree was right in front of them, but they couldn't kill their way in. It was really torturous. These creatures were unwilling to give up. The Flood Dragon Prince forced out his blood essence. Not only that, but the other Flood Dragons did the same. They sacrificed their blood essence to the true dragon bone, hoping to open a path. The true dragon roared, and the condensed phantom was incomparably majestic, startling the surrounding creatures. The dragon bone of the Flood Dragon clan was really powerful. After the blood sacrifice, the crack became bigger. The flood dragon prince roared, "True dragon ancestor, please receive your descendant." The true dragon bone turned into reality and slammed into the crack. At the same time, the Fire Phoenix clan launched a new wave of attacks in another direction. They also sacrificed their blood essence to the phoenix feather. The feather turned into a phoenix that let out a shocking cry and attacked the crack. In addition, the other creatures took out items from the true dragon and phoenix again, hoping to open a path by working together. Boom, boom, boom. Shocking explosions resounded through the world. The space was almost about to collapse, but their efforts were still useless. They were forcefully repelled and couldn't break into the crack. All the creatures began to despair. At this moment, a peerless genius exclaimed, "This is a natural formation pattern. We can't force our way in. It's best to break the formation pattern. Only then can we easily enter." Natural formation pattern. This is a dangerous place. At least a saint formation master can understand it. How can we have a saint formation master here? Another creature shouted. Innate formation runes require a blood sacrifice in order for the formation runes to be completely revealed. Otherwise, even a saint formation master would be helpless, another living being said. In that case, let's divide the strongest invincible king here. We'll sacrifice all of you here. A demon clan creature roared and attacked the creatures of the other clans. It was a thunder-devouring demon. He was tall and muscular and looked extremely ferocious. His body was covered in thunder patterns and black lightning lingered around him. His combat strength was extremely shocking. He was ranked in the top 10 of the demon clan. As soon as he attacked, a few creatures of the other clans were drowned by his black demon, lightning, and died. His combat strength was terrifying. A peerless being of the other clans roared. The invincible king belongs to the Jade Emperor clan. No other clan can compare to him. The Jade Emperor clan was known as the strongest clan. Their combat strength was extremely strong. They controlled the territory and killed a few of the demons. A seven-tailed fox demon appeared on the Spirit Demon clan side. She danced gracefully and charmed everyone. The human prodigies were instantly mesmerized. Their yang qi was quickly absorbed by her, and they died. On the human side, a Buddha clasped his hands and chanted. A strange Buddha voice entered the souls of different creatures and was quickly imprinted on their souls, turning them into Buddhas. The other powerful beings also attacked one after another, attacking the hostile beings around them. Regardless of whether they could obtain the Dragon Phoenix fruit or not, they had to fight. They had to step on the various youths and become invincible kings. Creatures from various clans were gathered here, and there were no less than 20 to 30,000 of them. There were still some who were rushing over, and a bloody battle broke out together, forming an incomparably terrifying battlefield. The blood of many creatures fell like rain, and corpses fell from the sky one after another, as if the heavens were weeping. Finally, it triggered a change in the ground, and natural formation patterns gradually appeared. Those were blood-colored formation patterns that were sacrificed by blood. A creature roared. The natural formation pattern has appeared. When they all appear, we'll definitely find a way to break through the restrictions here. We'll see the Dragon Phoenix tree and obtain the Dragon Phoenix fruit. Kill them. Those lowly creatures don't deserve to obtain the Dragon Phoenix fruit. A hoarse roar sounded. Countless rays of light that were completely different exploded here. There was a sea of fire that could burn the sky, a sharp metal power that could destroy everything, and a wave that was as blue as the ocean. These powers collided in different directions, and the battle was incomparably intense and chaotic. The thunder-devouring demon of the demon clan displayed his invincibility. Every move was filled with destructive power. No creature near him could withstand a single blow. The Jade Emperor clan's creatures were also extremely domineering. No one on the ground could stop him. Large numbers of creatures were buried alive by him. On the Spirit Demon clan side, other than the seven-tailed fox, the Jiao Dragon clan's prince, the Phoenix clan's princess, and other powerful spirit demons were also extremely domineering. They had the power to swallow mountains and rivers. The human side as a whole was weaker. However, they had a few teams that were united. They fought together and were not defeated. Moreover, their leaders were also very impressive. For example, the leader of the Ming gang, Kuan Mingzi, had a pair of extremely cold palms. He was invincible as he condensed the frost palm. There was also a leader from the Blood Demon clan. He was the young master of the Blood Fiend sect. He had absorbed a large amount of Blood Fiend chi from his battlefield. The combat power of the Blood Fiend demonic technique was extremely shocking. Chapter 1066. On this desolate great earth, there was an intense battle. Endless amounts of blood flowed down endlessly. Young creatures died one after another. They were all creatures who could become saints, but for the sake of seizing great natural luck, they were buried in this land. This was the battle of the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. It was a battle between creatures of all races. Who was the invincible king would be revealed one by one. Yang Wu and the others rode on Sun Yishuan's war chariot and arrived at the battlefield. They were all stunned. Like the other creatures who came, they did not see the Dragon Phoenix tree. Instead, they saw an intense battle. When they wanted to leave, they found that there was an ancient tree in the shape of a dragon and a phoenix in the space crack. It was the Dragon Phoenix tree. They were all envious. The Dragon Phoenix fruit could create an extraordinary physique. It could directly condense a unique saint physique. It could increase one's cultivation talent and strength. It could also be said to be the supreme treasure of this world. Which one of the geniuses who came did not come for it? There is really a Dragon Phoenix tree. I must get the Dragon Phoenix fruit. A genius of the Sun family swallowed his saliva. Yuan Jingwu's genius said, "The heavenly fruit can be obtained by all creatures. I must not give it up." Then, without waiting for Sun Yishuan to dissuade them, they all exclaimed and rushed out of the war chariot toward the crack. In the end, they were completely miserable. That was the place where many creatures were fighting fiercely. They were simply courting death by rushing over. A powerful force blasted toward them. They could not withstand it and were instantly blasted into a pool of blood. Everyone, don't act rashly. Let's figure out the situation first. Sun Yishuan shouted. Unfortunately, just as she finished speaking, a shocking force blasted toward their war chariot. "Oomph, you want to deal with us? Dream on." Sun Yishuan snorted coldly. She slapped her hand on the war chariot. The power of formation patterns floated, instantly blocking the attacking force. Boom! The war chariot was attacked and shook nonstop. The people in the war chariot were all furious. "People of the war tribe, come and die." A demon roared. A terrifying demon saint power swept toward the war chariot. This was not the power of the Imperial Edict, but the detonation of a saint-level magic core. This kind of holy-level power could even kill a saint. This demon clan creature was truly ruthless. He recognized that it was the Sun family's war chariot, so he used his strongest power to destroy the Sun family's people without caring about anything else. The battle clansmen and the demon clansmen had always been mortal enemies. Both of them were stained with the other's blood. Once they met, they would fight to the death. The defense of the war chariot was able to block the power of the Saint Demon Core, but it was also sent flying. Everyone could no longer stay on the war chariot, so they all jumped out. Some of the geniuses were injured by the powerful recoil, while the others were in a sorry state. "Damn demons! Son of the Sun clan, follow me and kill them." Sun Yong roared. "Don't be impulsive. Quickly withdraw from this battlefield," Sun Yishuan ordered. Unfortunately, it was too late. Behind them, other devil race creatures also took the opportunity to attack. At this time, not only did they have to sacrifice the formation runes, they also had to decide the invincible emperor. It was the best time to win. No one wanted to let go of such an opportunity. Brothers and sisters of the Yang clan, unite and protect each other. Don't be scattered. Yang Wu ordered without hesitation. "Yes, young clan leader." The people of the Yang clan immediately responded. Song Qing also shouted, "Form the formation, kill the demons, and defend the Tao." The Wudong clan had never retreated in the face of the demon clan. It was the same in this battlefield. "Form the formation." The Wudong clan disciples shouted in unison. Each of them stood in different positions. They pulled out their battle swords and directly attacked the Demon Clan creatures. The Demon Clan here included the Sky Tyrant Demon, Blood-Devouring Demon, Flame-Corroding Demon, Eight-Armed Demon, Nine-Eyed Demon, and so on. Each of the Demon Clan creatures had inconceivable fighting strength. They were not easy to deal with. "Lu Ji, what are you doing?" At this time, young Lulu cried out. The formation runes here are very strange. Lu Ji's body flowed with yin and yang qi as he rushed to the ground. He had forgotten that this was a battlefield. If he acted alone, he would become the target of the other creatures. Sure enough, one of the outsiders charged toward Lu Ji, who was still in the midst of his avatar. Fortunately, young Lulu rushed over in time and blocked the creature's attack. She also fought with the creature. Yifun, Mammy, the two of you work together. Focus on self-preservation. Don't force it, Yang Wu said to Yang Yifun and Yang Mammy. After that, he rushed to Lu Ji's position. On this battlefield, Lu Ji's strength was the weakest. Even if he had relied on the power of the formation to kill many creatures, Yang Wu was still worried. Moreover, Yang Wu had his own plans. His master had asked him to become the Dragon Emperor. This was the best battlefield. How could he let it go? Moreover, he was very close to breaking through to the peak of the Dragon Transformation Realm. Perhaps he could break through here. Another creature attacked Lu Ji. Yang Wu descended from the sky and stomped on the back of the creature's head, crushing it. "Beautiful military advisor, what are you doing?" Yang Wu asked anxiously. "Master, this is a natural formation runeland. Wait for me to study it. Perhaps I can break it and obtain the fortune inside." Lu Ji's eyes glowed with yin and yang qi as he replied. When Yang Wu noticed Lu Ji's yin-yang eyes, he was shocked. Then he asked, "Are you sure?" "I don't know. I can try. It will be very beneficial to me," Lu Ji said seriously. "All right, you can study it. I will stand guard for you." Yang Wu nodded. If Lu Ji could really break the formation here, then the fortune would belong to them. Roar. Humans, prepare to die. A leopard demon with wings roared and charged towards Yang Wu and Lu Ji to devour them. This leopard was full of demonic qi. It was extremely powerful. It had already devoured several creatures. It was filled with evil qi as it charged at Yang Wu and Lu Ji. "Let's start with you." After Yang Wu locked his gaze on the leopard, his body shot out like lightning. One of his palms slapped towards the leopard's head. The demonic aura of the leopard demon was directly shattered by Yang Wu's palm. The defensive power of the leopard demon was like paper, unable to withstand the power of Yang Wu's palm. He felt an invincible aura descending upon him. The leopard's eyes were filled with incomparable fear. It was too late for him to retreat. As the palm fell, the leopard's brain directly exploded, revealing the demon nucleus, which was quickly collected by Yang Wu. Just like that, a peak-level minor demon saint died. Yang Wu's eyes were like lightning as he scanned the other creatures. He released the death chi from his body and roared, "Let me fight to my heart's content." All along, Yang Wu had been passively fighting. This time, he wanted to take the initiative and fight without holding back. He swore to obtain the throne of the Dragon Emperor. "Where did this bug come from? Why are you chirping so happily? Die." A devil roared, and a devil umbrella flew towards Yang Wu to shroud him. Terrifying devil chi bound a part of the space and took Yang Wu into the umbrella in an instant. Once a creature was covered by the demonic blood umbrella, it would be ground into a pool of blood and die. Asterisk bang. Asterisk before the devil could feel proud, a dull sound was heard. The demonic blood umbrella that he was so proud of was blasted apart. Impossible. The devil exclaimed and retreated rapidly. Unfortunately, Yang Wu was faster than him. He kicked the devil with his wind god's leg. A gust of wind turned into thousands of sharp blades and twisted the devil. The devil activated his strongest defense, but Yang Wu's attack was too powerful. The thousands of sharp blades tore his devil armor into pieces and twisted his devil body into a pool of blood. He couldn't be more dead. Yang Wu didn't even look at him. He stood guard around Lu Ji and released an incomparably powerful battle, intent to attract the attention of the other creatures. These creatures would take the initiative to die. Sure enough, there were 3 creatures from different races. One was a werewolf, one was a snake, and one was a bear. They attacked Yang Wu from different directions. Werewolf howl, snake bite, sky bear paw. The wolf's howl was full of destructive power. It directly attacked the souls of the creatures, causing great damage to their souls. Another snake tooth was like a holy weapon and was about to bite off Yang Wu's heart. The other shocking bear paw seemed to be able to collapse the world. Its power was extremely terrifying. These 3 beast men could easily kill a saint. Under such circumstances, Yang Wu's way of death enveloped them. The power of death began to deprive the 3 creatures of their vitality, causing their attacks to weaken. At the same time, the black tortoise battle armor on his body flowed. When these attacks landed, the deflecting force bounced them all back. Yang Wu continuously blasted out with his palms. The palm prints that were like the waves of a river split into 3 and landed on the 3 beastmen at the same time, severely injuring them. Expressions of shock appeared on their faces. They quickly retreated from the battlefield, not daring to provoke Yang Wu again. How could Yang Wu let them go? Invisible ice wing blades swept through their necks, slicing off their heads. Even in death, they didn't understand what was going on. Tens of thousands of creatures had gathered in this area. They were all searching for prey to kill. Even though Yang Wu's performance was stunning, there were still nearby creatures who would attack him. Yang Wu displayed his skills and killed one creature after another. Finally, the other creatures realized that Yang Wu was an invincible being. Gradually, no one dared to come and seek death. The battle reached its climax. Someone yelled, "The blood sacrifice is enough." Everyone worked together to break the formation. "I'm a formation inscriptionist. I'll break the formation," someone replied. "Who can compare to me in the way of formations?" someone else said. Chapter 1067. Swoosh, swoosh. Tens of thousands of streaks of crimson light floated, and a shocking change occurred on the ground. A series of crisscrossing formation patterns appeared, and bursts of demonic dragon chi suddenly rose up. Inextinguishable true fire of the phoenix also appeared out of thin air. Many living beings flew into the sky in fright. Some of the slower ones were swept up by the 2 terrifying forces, and their bodies were reduced to ashes on the spot. Yang Wu was also given a big fright. He wanted to pull Lu Ji away, but Lu Ji's yin-yang chi isolated the demonic dragon chi from the demonic dragon chi and was unharmed. Yang Wu couldn't help but swear. What a freakish yin-yang battle constitution. Little Hay had once determined that the skinny monkey Sun Do had an extraordinary battle constitution that was comparable to the constitution of the war god. Later on, she met Lu Ji and determined that Lu Ji also had an invincible constitution as long as he could repair his congenital defects. Yang Wu had always been skeptical, but now he had no choice but to believe it. Lu Ji's yin-yang was extremely powerful, and the yin-yang chi that had appeared could isolate the terrifying forces here. It was enough to show how extraordinary the yin-yang battle constitution was. "My lord, don't disturb me. I can control this place soon." Lu Ji transmitted his voice to Yang Wu. What did you say?" Yang Wu was stunned for a moment and asked in surprise. "I said I can control this place." Lu Ji emphasized. He activated his yin-yang eye and observed the formation patterns. He spread out his palms as if he were controlling something from afar. He had the demeanor of a master. Yang Wu really didn't know what to say. If Lu Ji could control these natural formation patterns, who in this world would be a match for him? In another direction, a few living beings who understood formation patterns had already begun to move. There were human prodigies, demons, and even spirit demon princes. These were all prodigies who had come into contact with formations. They studied the natural formation patterns that had appeared in different directions. They wanted to find a way to open the restrictive space. Suddenly, a miserable shriek resounded. The formation master was touched by the phoenix fire. His body was quickly engulfed by the flames and turned into a flaming man. Soon, he was burned to ashes. The human prodigies were all terrified. This array formation master was wearing a sacred armor. Yet he was still unable to withstand the phoenix fire. What should they do? Some prodigies who cultivated firepower began to absorb the firepower here. Even if they couldn't enter the forbidden space, if they could obtain a wisp of true phoenix fire seed, it would be a great harvest for them. The flood dragons absorbed the dragon chi here to refine their dragon bodies and think of ways to evolve. The dragon horse clan did the same. Ordinary creatures could not absorb the dragon-killing aura. Only creatures with the bloodline of the dragon clan had such an ability. The fiery phoenix race, Luan phoenix race, peacock race, and other races with the phoenix race's bloodline also used various methods to collect the phoenix fire. Some even threw themselves into the fire formation to refine their bodies. The other creatures were also thinking of ways. They looked at the dragon phoenix tree that was close by and were extremely jealous. Unfortunately, they could not break through and were extremely anxious. The spirit demon who understood formation shouted, "This is a natural formation pattern that cannot be broken. We have to take out the items of the dragon clan and the phoenix race to break through. If you really want to break through the restrictive space, please take out the items of these two races." This was the prodigy of the heaven-fleeing rat race. They were the kings of the underground and had a unique talent for formations. Their rat hole was set up through formations. Many creatures believed this prodigy of the rat race's words. Another foreign race's formation master said, "That's right. The natural formation pattern cannot be broken. Unless we use force to break it, we can't break through it. With our strength, we won't be able to break through this formation. We might even suffer a backlash. What if we take out the items of these two races and still can't break through?" A three-headed creature asked. "If we can't even break through, then we'll give up on the idea of obtaining the dragon phoenix fruit," the rat race's prodigy said. At this moment, a human prodigy said in an ethereal voice, "Nothing is perfect. There will definitely be a flaw. As long as we can break that flaw, we will definitely be able to obtain a great fortune." Many creatures did not look for who he was. They were all thinking about where the flaw was. "Look, that guy over there doesn't seem to be afraid of the dragon fiend and the phoenix fire. Could he have found a way to break the formation?" A creature pointed in a direction and exclaimed. Many creatures looked in the same direction from all directions. They saw a person with yin and yang qi flowing all over his body, blocking the power of the dragon fiend and the phoenix fire. Moreover, he was in the natural formation pattern and was actually not killed by the power of the formation pattern. Everyone was incomparably surprised. Yang Wu guarded Lu Ji's side. His supreme 9 profound arts was crazily circulating. The dragon fiend chi here continuously entered his body, and the phoenix fire continuously fell towards his heart. These two types of power did not cause any harm to him. Instead, it sped up the increase of his strength. His sacred dragon body was only at the small success stage. If it reached the large success stage, he would not even be afraid of a peak saint. The dragon fiend chi here could further increase his physique. The heart flame blue demoness was even more amazing. The eternal phoenix fire here was extremely terrifying. It was definitely not something that ordinary creatures could touch. Even creatures who cultivated fire profound chi could not do so. Once they touched it and did not have time to refine it, they might be burned to ashes. However, the blue demoness could continuously absorb it and strengthen its firepower. Yang Wu enjoyed it while facing the creatures who were staring at him. If anyone dared to harm Lu Ji, he would definitely kill them with lightning speed. "Protect Saint Master Yang Wu and Lu Ji brothers," Song Qing ordered without hesitation. The Wu Dang disciples quickly rushed over and protected Yang Wu and Lu Ji behind them. Yang Wu sent back Zhang and Skeleton and made up for the previous sect leader's regret. He was Wu Dang's benefactor, and the Wu Dang disciples should repay him with their lives. Sect leader Song, "You don't have to do this," Yang Wu said emotionally. "Saint Master Yang Wu, don't say too much. My Wu Dang disciples have never been afraid of anyone," Song Qing said with the demeanor of a future sect leader. "That's right. Whoever hurts our Wu Dang's benefactor should be killed," Ba Zhenxiong said faintly. Sun Yong also wanted to lead the Sun family over, but he was stopped by Sun Yixuan. "Aunt, why are you stopping me?" Sun Yong said unhappily. "At this time, it's not good for us to stand out," Sun Yixuan said. She paused for a moment and then said, "I know you have deep feelings for him, but you have to think of our Sun family. He's a sane alchemist. He's worth it." Sun Yong clenched his teeth and emphasized. In the end, Sun Yixuan ignored him. He sighed in disappointment and said, "If you're not going, I'll go." In the next moment, Sun Yong ignored Sun Yixuan and rushed towards Yang Wu and said, "Brother, I'm coming." Yang Wu looked at Sun Yong gratefully and said, "Good brother." At the same time, Yang Yifun, Yang Manmi, and Yang Lulu all gathered. Only Mei Zihao came from Jing Wu's group. The others quietly left. At this time, if they dared to stand beside Yang Wu, they would undoubtedly be surrounded by other creatures. They didn't want to die. One of the top prodigies of the human race said, "This kid might have mastered natural formation patterns. Once he breaks it, we won't be able to get the dragon phoenix fruit. What should we do? What else can we do? Let's just kill him," a cold-looking alien replied. "Since he can break the formation, let him. When the time comes, we'll fight for the fortune together," a spirit demon said. No one from the demon race spoke. They gathered together and formed a powerful team. "I think they want to take the dragon phoenix fruit for themselves. Capture the person who broke the formation and make him work for us," another prodigy of the human race said. Yang Wu looked at that prodigy of the human race. It was Wang Han from the Battle Alliance. Beside Wang Han were the top prodigies of the Xing, Liu, and Li families. Their battle spirits were high and their strength was extraordinary. They had all locked onto Yang Wu and Lu Ji's auras. They had already determined that Lu Ji was the murderer of their battle alliance. This blood feud had to be avenged. Another prodigy of the human race sneered and said, "Yang Wu is a top sage alchemist. His status is so noble. The person he's protecting must have an extraordinary background. Perhaps he really does have a way to break the formation." Yang Wu looked at this prodigy. It was Lai Bao, who he had defeated before. This guy had once chased after Zhang Mingshan and Yin Suxian, but Yang Wu had defeated him and chased him away. They can't be allowed to take the dragon phoenix fruit for themselves. "Capture them," someone said. "Try to incite the other creatures." "That's right. If you have a way to break the formation, you should share it with everyone." "We can all help," someone from the Ming gang said. "Are you people even human? How can you be so shameless?" A delicate voice shouted. A sword light flashed, and a valiant girl landed beside Yang Wu. She was Shu Yujun. "Junior sister Shu, come back," so Shihan from the Five Mountains sect snorted. They had also arrived at the battlefield. However, they did not enter too deeply. They only fought with some creatures on the periphery. There were not many casualties. Shu Yujun ignored Zhua Shihan's words. To her, no one was more important than Yang Wu. Liua said sarcastically, "Looks like the Hung Mountain sect doesn't care about the rules of the Five Mountain sect anymore. If you want to condemn someone, you can always find a pretext," Shu Yujun explained disdainfully. At that moment, something changed around Lu Ji. The natural formation patterns changed slightly. It was as if a path had been opened. The crack in space widened. The prodigy from the heaven-fleeing rat clan exclaimed, "He really has the ability to control the natural formation patterns. Quick, take him down. Otherwise, the dragon phoenix fruit will all belong to them," someone said anxiously. Chapter 1068. Lu Ji entered a state of enlightenment. The innate formation runes here resonated with the runes on his palm. Both were innate formations, and his yin-yang eyes could see through everything here. As long as he merged with it, he would be able to obtain the innate formation runes. This innate formation rune was extremely terrifying. It was the innate dragon phoenix formation. There was probably only one such innate formation rune in the world. If he could imprint this innate formation rune into his soul or his palm, then he would be able to unleash the might of the dragon phoenix with his bare hands. How terrifying would that be? He had already forgotten about the people around him and the danger he was in. He only wanted to quietly comprehend everything that belonged to him. At this moment, under the instigation of the human race's prodigies, someone finally attacked Lu Ji and Yang Wu. The dragon phoenix fruit was extremely important, and no one wanted to miss it. Even if they couldn't obtain it, they didn't want others to obtain it either. The people from the Battle Alliance and Blood Wraith gathered together, looking ready to make a move. The other races, on the other hand, retreated far away. They were happy to see the humans fighting amongst themselves. Amipa, everyone, don't be rash. How about I say a few words? A monk stood out and said. This was a prodigy from the evil Buddha temple. His battle prowess was quite impressive, and his entire body was surrounded by the aura of the evil Buddha. He was a peak dragon transformation realm monk. Without waiting for anyone to speak, the monk spoke again. The dragon phoenix tree is right in front of us. As long as we break through the restriction, everyone can fight over it. Why don't we wait for him to break through the formation first? If that doesn't work, everyone can attack together. It won't be too late to take them down. Another prodigy said, that's not right. What if he controls the formation? What can we do to them then? Don't say anything else. Just take them down. Another prodigy said arrogantly, young master, say something. What should we do? Yang Mami transmitted her voice to Yang Wu. Yang Wu smiled and said, what's the rush? These people are all suspicious of each other. They won't dare to act rashly. He then looked at the Wudong people and said, thank you for your words, Daoist song. However, I can handle this. Saint Master Yang Wu, there's no need to be so polite. This is what we should do, Song Qing replied. In the next moment, Yang Wu said to those who were about to make a move, this brother of mine is extraordinary in the Tao of formations. Those who want to enter the restriction space together, stand by my side. And those who want to force me, to try and force me, of the prodigy, Yang, of course, to the Sun. The Sun family also responded at this time. They quickly rushed to Yang Wu's side. Soon, Yang Wu's side was surrounded by many people. Regardless of whether these people were sincere or not, they immediately crushed the idea of attacking as a group. The expressions of those living beings turned ugly. At this moment, the sky-fleeing rat sneered and said, who can control natural formation runes? At most, that guy can open up a path for himself. There's no way he can take us with him. Another living being said, that's right. This is an unbreakable terrain. Only absolute power can break through it. We have to control that formation master and find the weakest point. Then, we can break through the restriction together. If you don't want to fight, I'll do it, a hot-tempered living being shouted angrily. He leaned over and attacked Lu Ji. Based on the current situation, Lu Ji would definitely be able to break through the restriction and enter the land of the Dragon Phoenix Tree. If that was the case, the greatest benefits would definitely fall into Lu Ji's hands. Some living beings were unwilling to accept that. The one who had attacked was a creature from the Spirit Demon tribe. He was from the Silver Armored Wolf tribe, which was one of the most powerful tribes in the Wolf tribe. Before his attack could land on Lu Ji, another wave of power rushed over from another direction. Boom! The two waves of demonic power collided, and celestial chi power scattered like fireworks. You want to hurt my father and Uncle Lu? You must be tired of living. An extremely arrogant voice roared. A young man quickly appeared in front of all the living beings with a group of people. This young man was covered in scales. At a glance, it was obvious that he was not a human. The people behind him were all spirit demons. There were flood dragons, snake demons, and so on. Every one of them had an extremely powerful aura. On the contrary, the young man's strength was on the weaker side. Who is he? Why is that flood dragon following him? Could he be a prince of the flood dragon tribe? One of the spirit demons asked curiously. He's the new prince of the flood dragon tribe, Yang Jinlong. Another spirit demon said. No, he's the prince of the flood dragon tribe. The power of his bloodline is infinitely close to that of the true dragon tribe. Another spirit demon said. The silver armor wolf narrowed his eyes when he saw Yang Jinlong and his group. He retreated, not daring to make another move. However, Yang Jinlong would not let him go. He waved his hand and shouted, eat him. Immediately after, the snake demon prodigy behind him attacked the silver armor wolf. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? Roar. The silver armor wolf roared and fought with the snake demon prodigy. However, this fellow was also very cunning. After exchanging 2 blows, he turned and fled quickly. However, Yang Jinlong was already prepared for this. He had already ordered the other spirit demons to surround the silver armor wolf. When the silver armor wolf fled, the other spirit demons swarmed over and killed him. "Daddy!" Yang Jinlong rushed over to Yang Wu's side and called out obediently. The silver-patterned turtle also rushed over and called out, "Master." When the surrounding living beings saw this scene, they all revealed looks of shock. This flood dragon that was about to transform into a true dragon actually called a human daddy. Everyone was instantly confused. In particular, some of the female prodigies felt their hearts shatter. They did not know that Saint Master Yang Wu's taste was so extreme. He actually married the princess of the Flood Dragon tribe. "You're here too. Not bad." Yang Wu stroked Yang Jinlong's head and smiled. A flood dragon behind Yang Wu saw how Yang Wu treated Yang Jinlong and could not help but reprimand him. "Human, don't be rude." Yang Jinlong turned around and said to the flood dragon, "Don't be nervous. He's my daddy." After pausing for a moment, he emphasized the word biological. Everyone was now even more certain that Yang Wu must have married the princess of the Flood Dragon tribe. Otherwise, how could he have such a descendant? Yang was too lazy to explain. Yang Jinlong was right. Not biological was better than biological. If not for Yang Wu, Yang Jinlong might not have been born alive. The prodigies of the Flood Dragon tribe and the Snake Demon tribe were still looking at Yang Wu with hostility. In their eyes, Yang Wu was just a lowly human. How could he be worthy of being their crown prince's daddy? "Looks like you don't believe me," Yang Wu said to the Flood Dragon tribe and the Snake Demon tribe. Dragon aura appeared on his body. He seemed to have transformed into a powerful true dragon, intimidating the Flood Dragon tribe and the Snake Demon tribe in front of him. The flood dragons in front of him were from the Water Flood Dragon tribe. They were different from the flood dragons Yang Wu had encountered before. The 2 tribes were from different places. When the flood dragons and snake demons felt the aura released from Yang Wu's body, they were all shocked. In addition, the power of their bloodline was slightly affected. It was definitely the purest dragon-killing aura. Crown Prince Yang Wu is the lord of the Dragon Man race. "AOU, don't tell me you don't know him." Another flood dragon group rushed over. It was Ao Changzhan and Ao Jiaohan. The one who spoke was Ao Jiaohan. This flood dragon princess was blatantly flirting with Yang Wu. "He's a dragon man?" Aoyu looked at Ao Jiaohan and asked, "Whether he is or not, you'll know when you sense it." Ao Jiaohan approached Yang Wu and said. Then she looked at Yang Wu and said, "Crown Prince Yang Wu, we meet again. How about we fight side by side? Princess, Prince, are you really willing to help us?" Yang Wu asked with a smile. What does that have to do with me? We're only here for the Dragon Phoenix tree." Ao Changzhan didn't have a good attitude towards Yang Wu. Not long ago, he was taught a lesson by Yang Wu. "Crown Prince Yang Wu, you could take us in. We'll definitely help you," Ao Jiaohan said with certainty. Then she looked at the flood dragon with an extremely dense aura and said, "Is it second brother?" The flood dragon that Ao Jiaohan looked at was the strongest in their group. It was the second prince of the Flood Dragon tribe, Ao Luotian. His status and strength were above Ao Changzhan. He was the one who brought a long dragon bone to the forbidden space. Ao Luotian revealed a faint smile and said, "As long as we can go in, we'll do as you say." At that moment, a beautiful woman with dense fiery aura led a group of people over and said, "The human race will open a path for our fiery phoenix tribe. You'll be rewarded." This beautiful woman had a tall and alluring figure. She was wearing a fiery red feather robe that covered her alluring buttocks. The flames around her body were incomparably intense. No one dared to look directly at her, for fear of being burned by her oppressive aura. Hua Hongyun was the princess of the Fiery Phoenix tribe. She held a phoenix feather in her hand that had the ability to burn the heavens. Her tone wasn't very polite. It was as if she was ordering Yang Wu's group. Ao Luotian looked at Hui Yunyun and said, "The opportunities here have nothing to do with your Fiery Phoenix tribe. If you know what's good for you, then scram. Ao Luotian, who do you think you are? How dare you speak to me like that? Hua Hongyan glared at Ao Luotian and shouted, "Just a female bird. What's there to be afraid of?" Ao Luotian sneered. The two tribes had always been at odds with each other. When they met, there was no lack of conflict. Just now, the two tribes had fought fiercely for a while, and each side's geniuses had fallen. Stop fighting. The human is walking inside. If we don't stop him, the opportunities here will all belong to him. Another creature shouted in shock. Hurry up and attack. Let him bring us in. Another creature shouted. Wind and clouds surged. Chapter 1069. This time, the fuse of the battle came from humans. Suddenly, someone screamed, and someone tried to kill Lu Ji. They were from the Fighting League, and they definitely wouldn't let Lu Ji break into the restricted space. Yang Wu already had many reinforcements around him. Before the attacks from a Fighting League could land on Lu Ji, some Wudong disciples blocked their attacks. At the same time, the Blood Wraiths and the Ming Gang also moved. They didn't get along with Yang Wu, and they definitely didn't want Yang Wu to recruit more people. If that happened, it would be difficult to deal with them. They had to break the situation in the shortest time possible. In an instant, hundreds of people launched their attacks. The earth-shattering power blasted in the direction of Yang Wu and Lu Ji. How dare they? Stop them. Don't let them hurt my father and Uncle Lu. Yang Jinlong shouted in shock. Kill! The silver-patterned tortoise's eyes were filled with killing intent as he shouted. Ever since the silver-patterned tortoise obtained the black tortoise's blood essence, his bloodline power had exploded and his strength had increased by a lot. In addition, he had swallowed the turtle demon core that Yang Wu had given him. His realm had increased to the intermediate little demon saint realm, and his combat power could fight those above his level. The Jiao Dragon Clan and the Spirit Demon Clan charged towards the Fighting League's prodigies. They had no choice. Yang Jinlong had become the Jiao Dragon Clan's prince, and he was of a higher level than the ordinary princes. In the Spirit Demon Clan, bloodline was respected, and Yang Jinlong was undoubtedly qualified. Other than not devouring the true dragon pearl, Yang Jinlong had continuously devoured many dragon bones and soaked in the blood fiend mystic essence and dragon marrow liquid. His dragon bloodline had become denser, and it was even stronger than the Jiao Dragon Clan's prince's bloodline. When the Jiao Dragon Clan moved, the Fiery Phoenix Clan also attacked. They seemed to be restraining the Jiao Dragon Clan and let the other humans deal with Lu Ji. The Sun family had chosen to stand on Yang Wu's side. Naturally, they would not just stand by and watch. They also faced the League's people. Yang Yifun, Yang Manmi, Yang Lulu, and Shu Yujun were facing off against the Blood Ghost and the Ming Gang. Fortunately, there were more than 10 prodigies on Yang Wu's side. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to fend off these people. The Wudong people did not make a move. Their mission was to protect Lu Ji's safety. Before Yang Wu gave the order, they would not make a move. You're courting death by attacking my lord. A shout rang out from not far away. Then, two imposing auras rushed over with murderous intent. It was Yang Ba and Su Zhu. Along the way, the two of them didn't encounter many opponents. The number of victories they won wasn't even as many as Lu Ji's. They both felt stifled in their hearts. When they arrived, they found that their lord was besieged. Without hesitation, they joined the battle. Yang Ba, I'm here to avenge last time. One of the Ming Gang's protectors shouted and charged toward Yang Ba. Tai Yong, the man who had been defeated by Yang Ba, rode his green ox and charged toward Yang Ba. Beside him, another prodigy went to meet Su Zhu. It was the other protector of the Ming Gang, Du Kong. Du Kong was a monk who cultivated in the wild. His combat strength was quite impressive. After he was subdued by Kuan Mingzi, he was willing to follow Kuan Mingzi and work for the Ming Gang. Get out of my way, loser! After Yang Ba met Tai Yong, he raised his battle axe and swung it at Nyo Yo. His domineering power soared into the sky, and he showed no mercy at all. On the other side, Su Zhu didn't even say anything. His eyes were filled with dense tiger aura, and his powerful tiger fist met Du Kong's furious attack. Both Yang Ba and Su Zhu were king tiers. They had obtained some opportunities here, and their combat strength had increased a lot compared to when they first entered. They had the upper hand in the battle, especially when Yang Ba crushed Niu Yong with an absolute advantage. After Su Zhu's soul power increased, his innate tiger aura intimidated Du Kong. The two of them fought fiercely. The Ming gang had the advantage in numbers. Some of them split off and charged toward the two of them. A chaotic battle broke out. Yang Wu naturally wouldn't be willing to be protected by others, especially after Shu Yujun attacked. He didn't like being protected by a woman. Shu Yujun's combat strength had increased a lot. She had reached the peak of the dragon transformation realm in less than 2 years after Yang Wu had parted ways. Moreover, she had formed her own sword Dao. The power of her sword Qi was extraordinary. Yang Wu was very touched by this woman who was willing to sacrifice everything for him. He had no reason to let her be hurt. Yang Wu's battle Qi continued to rise. He locked his gaze on a few of the more powerful people present and shouted, "Get over here and accept your death." Kuan Mingzi, Bloodfiend Sect's young master Shui Wuming, and Battle Race's Xing Yu were the leaders of their respective teams. Yang Wu could feel that their combat strength was stronger than the others. "You sure talk big. You're not worthy of our leader's attention. I'll deal with you later." A prodigy from the Ming gang shuttled through the battlefield and charged toward Yang Wu. Kunlun's disciple Lin Yuxuan was also Kuan Mingzi's #1 expert. His azure feather spear had an invincible aura. Lin Yuxuan used an unknown movement technique and arrived in front of Yang Wu like a meteor. A green shadow stabbed toward Yang Wu. The speed was so fast that it made people speechless. Yang Wu's fighting spirit was at its peak. Now that his opponent had delivered himself to his doorstep, it had completely ignited his firepower. Facing the spear, he did not dodge. Instead, he directly compressed his palm energy and slammed it towards the spear light. Tyrannical divine palm. Yang Wu wanted to establish his might. The power of this palm attack had activated all of his strength, including the power of the sacred dragon spear. The terrifying palm energy contained torrential fury and instantly shattered the spear light that could kill a Grade 1 Starline Saint. The spear light then moved toward Lin Yuxuan. Lin Yuxuan suffered a backlash and spat out a mouthful of blood. Shock appeared on his face as he quickly retreated. However, the fiery palm continued to chase after him like the sun. Once touched by the terrifying firepower, he would definitely die. He shouted in shock, "Forest of 10,000 feathers." His arms were suffused with a shocking light as if countless azure feather blades had shot out, forming a dense forest of attacking power. This was his innate ability that came from his arms. The innate ability had extraordinary power that greatly increased Lin Yuxuan's attack power. It strongly blocked Yang Wu's torrential fire palm. Pung! Pung! The fire palm continued to rush forward. The green light was completely engulfed and couldn't form any resistance at all. When the surrounding prodigies saw this palm attack, their faces were filled with incomparable shock. Lin Yuxuan was an existence that could kill his way into the top 100 of the Heavenly Dragon leaderboard. Even after going all out, he still couldn't block it. Was Yang Wu so strong that he was qualified to challenge the top 50? No, it should be said that he had the strength to become the Dragon King. "You want to kill me? No way." Lin Yuxuan roared. An imperial edict was torn apart. A powerful saint power blocked the fire palm and finally exhausted the fire palm's momentum. However, before Lin Yuxuan could breathe a sigh of relief, the imperial edict's power instantly disintegrated. The merciless blue flames completely engulfed him. No! Lin Yuxuan tore apart 3 imperial edicts at the same time. The power of the 3 imperial edicts finally blocked the power of the palm, and he escaped with his tail between his legs. When he thought that he had reached a safe zone, his back was completely drenched. He had never been in such a sorry state when facing a creature of the same level. Even when facing their faction leader, he wasn't like this. Yang Wu was too strong. "Yuxuan, be careful!" Kuan Mingzi's voice suddenly cried out. At the same time, he turned into an ice shadow and rushed toward Lin Yuxuan, wanting to block the fatal attack for him. Unfortunately, his movements were still half a beat too slow. An invisible force swept across Lin Yuxuan's neck. Lin Yuxuan's head was separated from his body. Even in death, he couldn't believe that he had died just like that. Yang Wu, you deserve to die. Brothers and sisters of the Ming clan, kill him for me, Kuan Mingzi ordered coldly. After a pause, he added, be careful of his invisible talent. Lin Yuxuan was not only his #1 fierce general, but he was also a proud disciple of a sacred elder of Kunlun. Now that he was killed by Yang Wu in front of his eyes, how could he explain it to the sacred elder? Yang Wu must die. At this time, Prison also said coldly, brothers and sisters of the Fighting League, attack with all your might. There were many people in these two groups. With hundreds of prodigies attacking at the same time, even the people of Wudong would find it difficult to resist. How could Yang Wu resist them alone? Senior brother Yang Wu, we're here to help you. Qing Jing couldn't help but cry out. She led the senior sisters of the Hongshan sect to help Yang Wu. Li Yuhan shouted, don't you dare. Zhou Shihan waved her hand and said, let them be. I will ask Hongshan and Hongshan for an explanation. They are openly destroying the unity of the Five Mountains sect. Junior brothers and sisters of the Sky Severing sect, protect the young lady. Suddenly, another unexpected group joined the battle. They were the famous Sky Severing sect. This was a rather impressive fighting force. The person they wanted to protect was Yin Suxian. She was the apple of their Sky Severing sect's eye. If anything happened to her, they couldn't bear the responsibility. Even with the addition of the Sky Severing sect, Yang Wu's side was still at a disadvantage in terms of numbers. No one thought that Yang Wu's side could resist them. Only Yang Wu still had confidence in himself. He released the Tao of Death. A ruthless look flashed across his eyes as he prepared to start a massacre. Who knew that this time, he still didn't have the chance to perform? An unexpected person appeared and completely overshadowed his limelight. Moreover, it shocked all the living beings. A young girl riding on a flying ferocious beast and carrying a little hay dog in her arms flew over from afar. Behind her was a group of terrifying ferocious beasts. Her innocent face was filled with anxiety as she shouted, don't bully my young master. Chapter 1070. A just cause would receive more help. This was the wisdom left behind by the ancient sages. What did Yang Wu do to deserve the help of so many people? Although most people knew that he was a saint pharmacist, no one would be willing to risk their lives in this battlefield where life and death were unknown. Most of the people who helped Yang Wu knew him. Only a few dozen prodigies wanted to enter the restricted space by relying on Yang Wu and Lu Ji. That was why they helped. Who knew that Yang Wu would kill Lin Yuxuan and completely ignite the flames of war? The Ming Gang, the Fighting League, and the Blood Ghost all made their moves. The power of nearly 1,000 people against less than 200 people by Yang Wu's side. It was a one-sided battle. The other living beings retreated far away. They only wanted to watch the show and did not want to participate. Perhaps there would be new changes in this restricted space. Who knew that before the changes came, there would be a huge surprise? That girl was like a noble of the ferocious beast tribe. She led a group of ferocious beasts and charged over. She looked like a young lady from a wealthy family. However, when she said, you are not allowed to bully my young master, all the creatures were stunned. So this young miss was only a servant. And who was her young master? In their opinion, these hundreds of ferocious beasts were equivalent to thousands of soldiers and horses. With such a fearless team in the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, anyone would have to retreat. Wasn't that young master the true master of the ferocious beasts? The surging aura and waves of roars shocked the surroundings. The battle on the battlefield came to a standstill. Yang Wu looked at the girl approaching from afar and the little hay dog in her arms. It was as if a mountain spring had been injected into his heart. His whole body was incomparably comfortable. He could not help but smile and shout, little man, little hay. The scenes in the mortal world kept flashing through his mind. If it wasn't for Little Black, he would have been tortured to death in prison. It was Little Black that changed his life and helped him to embark on a new path in life. The young girl was a maid he accidentally saved. Who would have thought that she was a princess of the barbarian tribe and was Huang Fu Mingyue's twin sister? It was just that the two of them had not met yet. All these years, Yang Wu had thought that he would never see them again. He did not expect to see them again in the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. The joy in his heart was not something that ordinary people could understand. Hearing Yang Wu's shout, Kuan Mingzi, Shui Wuming, Xingyu, and the others' faces turned ugly. This team was Yang Wu's reinforcements? This was not going to be easy. The restrictive space has cracked open. Quickly take out the items of the dragon and phoenix. We will definitely be able to force our way in. It was unknown which prodigy cried out, but everyone's attention was instantly diverted. As Lu Ji changed the formation patterns here, the restrictive space did indeed change. The cracks became bigger and bigger, revealing the original appearance of this place. This was a restrictive space isolated by the natural formation patterns. It did not transcend the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, but was covered by the formation. The Dragon Phoenix tree grew in this place. When the restrictive space was broken, its existence could be seen. Swoosh, swoosh. Suddenly, a terrifying dragon fiend chi and phoenix fire violently surged up. The ground was completely covered by these two forces. Lu Ji had not left yet. Lu Ji, after Yang Wu sensed that something was wrong, he did not have time to catch up with Little Hay and Little Man. He dove toward the ground. The terrifying dragon aura and true phoenix flames were enough to take the life of a saint. Yang Wu was simply courting death by rushing down so recklessly. Young master, Little Man called out worriedly. He'll be fine. I didn't expect this kid to improve so much in just a few years. No wonder he's famous in this small world, Little Hay murmured. The dragon aura could not hurt Yang Wu, and the phoenix flames could not hurt him either. The heart flames could isolate him from all flames and absorb them. At this moment, the other living beings did not care about fighting. They all took out their items of the dragon and phoenix and attacked the restrictive space again. A prodigy of the dragon horse clan took out a dragon scale. He spat out a mouthful of blood and merged it with the dragon scale. The dragon scale transformed into a dragon and led the prodigy of the dragon horse clan toward the restrictive space. This time, there was indeed a new change. The prodigy of the dragon horse clan had entered the restrictive space. The dragon horse clan has entered. Quick, we can't delay any longer. Let's go now, another living being shouted. Following that, many living beings took out their items of the dragon and phoenix clans. Some rode the shadow of a phoenix into the restrictive space, while others rode an ancient dragon-shaped chariot into the restrictive space. What was even more strange was that someone carried an ancient lamp in. The flame of the ancient lamp was the true phoenix flames. In the blink of an eye, all the top-notch living beings and those who were fortunate disappeared from sight. This included Kunlun's Kunming Zi, the Xing family's Xingyu, and the House of Blood Fiends Shui Wuming. These top-notch prodigies all had their own tricks up their sleeves. Before entering the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, they had all prepared their items of the dragon and phoenix. They were just waiting to use them now. The people of the Sun family were no exception. Sun Yishuan took out a dragon item from somewhere and led the people of the Sun family into the restrictive space. On the other hand, the people of the Yang family, Wudong, and Mount Hung did not enter. Little Man and the others who came later did not enter either. She only paid attention to Yang Wu's movements and did not care about anything else. My lord, don't worry. I have already controlled part of the formation patterns here. The power here can't hurt me. Lu Ji transmitted his voice to Yang Wu on the ground. Lu Ji's body was flowing with yin and yang qi. There were also intricate patterns lingering on his body. It was an extremely strange phenomenon. Are you sure it's okay? Yang Wu asked in return. Of course it's okay. For someone as capable as me, the formation here can't do anything to me. Lu Ji smiled. After a pause, he smiled again and said, "All right, I purposely made the flaws here. Even if they enter, they won't be able to reach the Dragon Phoenix tree and obtain the final fortune." You're really bad, Yang Wu said with a smile. Don't disturb me first. Give me some time. I can completely control the formation patterns here. When the time comes, all the fortune here will belong to us, Lu Ji said confidently. Okay, you said it. If we don't get the fortune, I'll kick your butt. Yang Wu replied and left Lu Ji. This time, he directly rushed in the direction of Little Hay and Little Man. He also transmitted his voice to the others, telling them to stay away for the time being and wait for his orders. Young Master. Little Man couldn't help but cry out in pleasant surprise when she saw Yang Wu rush over. She urged her great beast to rush in the direction of Yang Wu. For some reason, she felt as if she hadn't seen her young master for a very, very long time. She also didn't know if her young master had suffered or if he still remembered her as his maidservant. She had once sworn that she would protect her young master for the rest of her life. Her young master was such a kind and good person. She didn't want him to come to any harm. If those living beings that Yang Wu had killed in the underworld knew what Little Man was thinking, they would definitely be angered to death again. How was Yang Wu kind? How was he good? He was simply a murderous demon king. Beast taming talent? I'd like to see if you're better than me. One of the human prodigies said faintly. He took out a flute and started playing. A strange flute sound rang out in the air and landed in the ears of the great beast that Little Man was controlling. He wanted to use the flute to remove the Little Man's control over these great beasts. He even wanted to take control of these great beasts instead. However, this prodigy thought too highly of himself. How could his acquired beast taming talent compare to Little Man's innate beast taming talent? Not only did the great beasts not fall under his control, they even surged towards him at the same time. Hundreds of great beasts surged towards him like a torrential wave. That prodigy and the few spirit demons that he was controlling were completely drowned. Nothing was left behind. When the other living beings saw this, they couldn't help but retreat far away. How were they supposed to fight this? This was completely cheating. In the next moment, that young girl flew down from her great beast and threw Little Hay aside before pouncing towards that young man. Little girl, you've grown up. The young man didn't hug the young girl. Instead, he gently stroked her soft, silky hair. It was so intimate and natural, as if it was just yesterday. The young girl blushed and replied, Young master, do you dislike me? Silly girl, why would I dislike you? I'm very happy to see you again, the young man said sincerely. After pausing for a moment, he continued, Little Hay must have mistreated you quite a bit. Young master will take revenge for you later. That's not the case. Little Hay is very good. It's just that he brought me to some dangerous places, such as those heavy forests. There were some guys with bad hearts who wanted to trick me into becoming their wife, but I refused, so they wanted to use force. There were many of them, and I wasn't strong enough. It was Little Hay who helped me at the most crucial moment. After that, we went to those desolate places, and there were many fierce big guys who were very scary. There were many times when I was almost scared to tears. Fortunately, I reasoned with them, and they were all willing to listen to me. One time, we encountered a poisonous python that refused to listen to me no matter what I said. It even bit me, and I almost died. It was also Little Hay who saved me. If Little Hay hadn't said that I would be able to help young master in the future, I probably wouldn't have been able to persevere. Little Hay is really very good, Little Man said sincerely. Woof woof. Little girl, are you really saying that this immortal emperor is good? Little Hay flew over and barked in dissatisfaction. Yang Wu angrily glared at Little Hay and shouted, Little Hay, you're really ruthless. How could you treat Little Man like this? Little Wu, what do you mean by this? Could it be that you've forgotten this immortal emperor's kindness in teaching you? How dare you speak to this immortal emperor like this? Tui, this immortal emperor? Where the hell have you been these past few years? You made me think that you had passed away. Chapter 1071. The immortal hound was born in the mountain prison, and the youth was helped by the immortal hound to sweep through the mountain prison, charge into the battlefield alone, and travel to the barbarian tribe. All these memories flashed through the youth's mind, and he was extremely touched. Without Little Hay in front of him, he would not have achieved what he had today. To be honest, Blackie didn't expect the young man to have such achievements. The origin of the regal 9 mysteries tactics that it passed down was extraordinary. It wasn't something that anyone could cultivate. At that time, it had only used the young man as a test subject. If the youth knew what little Hay was thinking, he would definitely fight it to the death. This fellow had actually used him as a lab rat. Now that the youth and little Hay had met again, they were definitely an invincible pair. Who in the world could stop this strange pair? Little man was in an even better mood. She had experienced so many hardships, and now that she had finally returned to her young master's side, her heart was at ease. No matter what she had gained, no matter what realm she had reached, in her heart, her young master would always be the best. Without him, she would have long been humiliated in a mountain prison, and she might not have survived until now. She would always remember this kindness in her heart. "Daddy, can't we barge in?" Yang Jinlong rushed over and interrupted Yang Wu, little Hay, and little man's reunion. Don't be anxious. Wait for your Uncle Lu to deal with the array first, Yang Wu replied. All right, I'll tell them to calm down. Yang Jinlong obeyed Yang Wu's words without any doubt. Even if the other flood dragons were unhappy, he did not care. Would a father trick his own son? That was impossible. Little Wu, you're really something. I haven't seen you for a few years, and you've already given birth to a little flood dragon. This dragon bloodline is a little too weak, little Hay said after glancing at Yang Jinlong. Yang Jinlong glared at little Hay and said, You little Hay dog, how dare you talk to my daddy like that? Do you believe that I won't eat you? Yang Jinlong still did not understand the situation and thought that little Hay was just an ordinary spirit demon. Woof, woof, your daddy is my disciple. Hurry up and call him Lord Immortal Emperor. I guarantee that he will help you become a true dragon. Little Hay rushed over to Yang Wu's shoulder and said. Yang Wu said from his side, Jinlong, this is your uncle, Little Hay. If you need anything in the future, just tell him. He will help you. What Uncle Little Black? Call him Lord Immortal Emperor, Little Black said unhappily. Is Uncle Xiao Hay really that powerful? Yang Jinlong asked in surprise. If it doesn't work, you can ask Little Silver. Yang Wu pointed at the silver-patterned tortoise that was hiding in the back. Little Black's gaze also landed on the silver-patterned tortoise and said, Little Silver has also grown up quite a bit. There's a hint of the black tortoise's scent on its body. Not bad, not bad. Lord Immortal Emperor. The silver-patterned turtle obediently went up to Little Hay and said. The silver-patterned turtle had followed Yang Wu for a long time and knew of Little Hay's existence. It was afraid of Little Hay. Not bad, not bad. Here is a black tortoise blood crystal. I'll give it to you. Your low-level bloodline is too ugly. I will help you become a true black tortoise in the future. Little Hay said proudly, then spat out a huge bloodstone and gave it to the silver-patterned turtle. When the silver-patterned turtle saw this bloodstone, its eyes widened. It quickly hugged the black tortoise blood crystal and said excitedly, Many thanks, Lord Immortal Emperor. From now on, you are my second master. Yang Wu knocked on the silver-patterned turtle's head and said, White-eyed turtle, Master, Lord Immortal Emperor is not an outsider. The silver-patterned turtle replied embarrassedly, Uncle Immortal Emperor, where is my present? Yang Jinlong immediately turned into an obedient child and asked Little Hay affectionately, Woof, woof, go play somewhere else. Weren't you looking down on Lord Immortal Emperor just then? Little Hay said proudly, Of course not. Uncle Immortal Emperor has an awe-inspiring appearance. Your eyes are filled with divine light. Your nose exudes immortal chi, and your body is like a black immortal stone. I can tell with a single glance that you are the leader of all living beings. I worship you from the bottom of my heart. Yang Jinlong praised Little Hay repeatedly. Little Hay's body seemed to have become much more imposing. It nodded and said, You are a good child. Here is a dragon blood sacred herb. I will refine a blood dragon pill for you later. It will help you break free from your mediocre, low-level bloodline. A dragon-shaped, blood-colored sacred herb appeared in front of Yang Jinlong. Even Yang Wu's eyes widened when he saw it. Yang Wu wanted to snatch it away, but after a moment's hesitation, he decided against it. This was his son's possession. How could he have a nerve to snatch it away? Thank you, Uncle Immortal Emperor. Yang Jinlong opened his mouth and directly swallowed the dragon blood sacred herb. He was extremely excited. Little Hay, have you had enough? If you have, please help your beautiful military advisor see how you can break this innate formation pattern faster, Yang Wu said. What's the rush? Let him slowly comprehend it. It will be beneficial for him. If I break the formation in one go, he won't be able to play around anymore. Little Hay replied. After a pause, it said, I didn't think that this guy's talent in the Tao of formations would be so outstanding. He has actually reached the entering Tao stage. His future is limitless. Beautiful military advisor's Tao of formations is indeed extraordinary, Yang Wu nodded and said. There are still many prodigies rushing over from all directions. Their goal was the Dragon Phoenix tree. They could not enter, so they could only blindly wait outside. At the same time, there were also a few creatures that had their eyes on Yang Wu's group. However, when they saw the group of vicious beasts by Little Man's side, none of them dared to act rashly. Yang Wu finally had the time to quietly understand how Little Man had survived all these years. After this girl had been captured in the military camp, he had been very worried that something had happened to her. Fortunately, Little Hay had found her. The person who had captured Little Man had an extraordinary background. He had made her take him as her master, brought her to the transcendent realm, and taught her many cultivation techniques. Later, when Little Hay had appeared, she had kidnapped her. Little Hay had personally nurtured Little Man, and Little Man had awakened her beast-taming innate talent, as well as her bloodline. Her cultivation level was even higher than Yang Wu's, and she had reached the peak of the dragon transformation realm. Moreover, she had several saint-level vicious beasts by her side. Yang Wu couldn't help but sigh in admiration at Little Hay's mysteriousness and power. It had actually allowed Little Man to bring these vicious beasts in. These vicious beasts have all formed a master-slave contract with her. Is it that difficult for her to bring them in? Little Hay asked. It then said, it's just like that devil's snare flower on your body. Didn't you bring them in as well? You can sense my existence? The sacred devil's snare flower on Yang Wu's body exclaimed in surprise. This immortal emperor had already noticed you when we were in the barrier passageway. It was just that I couldn't be bothered to deal with you. I didn't think that you would still be entangled with this brat. It seems that this is also your opportunity, Little Hay replied disdainfully. The sacred devil's snare flower said, You mean to say that master is my opportunity? What else could it be? It's not easy for an evil flower like you to grow. If you didn't entangle this brat, how could you have grown so quickly? Don't deny it. If you want to become an immortal emperor in the future, you'll still have to rely on him. Obediently stay by his side, and you'll benefit greatly, Little Hay said in a profound manner. The sacred devil's snare flower didn't say anything else. It was digesting what Little Hay's words meant. Suddenly, the formation below them changed once more. The fiendish dragon and phoenix flames were retracted. Lu Ji had already quietly walked to the center of the depression. The dragon phoenix tree appeared there, and he actually gently stroked the trunk of the dragon phoenix tree. The surrounding creatures were completely envious of him. That was a dragon phoenix tree, and it seemed to have produced quite a few dragon phoenix fruits. Lu Ji seemed to be within reach. He really broke the formation. Let's charge over. That's right. We can't let him pluck the dragon phoenix fruits. Hurry up and charge. With just one dragon phoenix fruit, I'll be able to obtain the dragon phoenix body and break through to become a saint. This will be our greatest gain from this trip. No one can take it for themselves. Many creatures rushed over in a frenzy. Unfortunately, they still couldn't get close to the dragon phoenix tree. They were blocked by an invisible force. Some of the creatures even brought out imperial edicts and sacred weapons. They were determined to force their way in. In the end, they met with tragedy. The fiendish dragon and phoenix flames floated up again, directly destroying the power of their imperial edicts. They were devoured by these two forces and died on the spot. Master, you can only enter this place if you have an item from the Dragon Clan or the Phoenix Clan. I'll open a path for you. Hurry up and come over. Lu Ji transmitted his voice to Yang Wu. Yang Wu perked up. He called out to the people around him, and they all gathered together. They each took out an item from the Dragon Clan or the Phoenix Clan. Those who didn't have an item could only wait outside. There was a change in the depression. The space cracked open, and a safe passage led from the Dragon Phoenix tree to where Yang Wu and the others were. A creature exclaimed, "They're going in. Let's go in together." The other creatures were moved. They all rushed toward Yang Wu and the others as fast as they could. Babies stopped them. Little Man ordered the ferocious beasts around her without hesitation. Roar! These ferocious beasts were very ferocious. After receiving the little man's order, they carried it out without hesitation. They each roared and blocked the creatures that were rushing over. Yang Wu had the sacred dragon body and also had the fiendish dragon aura. It was definitely not a problem for him to enter the restricted space. He could even bring a few more people with him. Little Hei was a celestial hound. Naturally, it was not difficult for her. Yang Jinlong and the Flood Dragon clan each had their own bloodline power. They could also pass through safely. Shu Yujun originally did not have the qualifications to enter, but Yang Wu stuffed a piece of dragon scale into her hands and pulled her in with him. The smile on her face was as brilliant as a blooming flower. To her, she did not care much about whether she could obtain the Dragon Phoenix fruit or not. What she cared more about was Yang Wu's attitude toward her. It turned out that he still cared about her a lot. Not only did Yang Wu pull her in, but he also stretched out a force to pull Qing Jing, Yang Yifan, and Yang Mami in. Yang Wu was not interested in Qing Jing. He just wanted to give Qing Jing a chance. Shu Yujun had heard from Yang Wu that Qing Jing had saved his life. She was not jealous. Furthermore, the two of them were from the Five Mountains sect, so they felt closer. Yang Ba and Su Zhu both had the aura of a dragon soul. They could also enter. On the Wudong sect side, Song Qing represented the Wudong sect's disciples to enter. He held a dragon's eye in his hand, and his body was extremely rich with dragon aura. He entered with Yang Wu. The Wudong sect was able to become the leader of the martial arts world. Its foundation was extraordinary. No one was surprised that Song Qing could take out a dragon's eye. Just like that, Yang Wu and the others disappeared in front of the crowd. Chapter 1072. The Dragon Phoenix tree was definitely a unique existence in the transcendent realm. It was extremely difficult for it to grow. It required the blood, essence, and energy of the true dragon and phoenix to nourish it. Many trees couldn't withstand the corrosion or burning of these two powers and would immediately lose their lives. Only trees that could withstand the fiendish dragon aura and phoenix fire could mutate into a dragon phoenix tree. The dragon phoenix tree had grown for many years and had already become a divine tree. It had its own consciousness and abilities. The natural formation patterns were laid out by its roots. It blocked all vision, and it was very difficult to see its existence here, even for saint-level creatures. Only items of the true dragon or phoenix race could cause a trace of resonance with it. However, it didn't allow living beings to enter. No one could enter unless they could break through the natural formation patterns with their own abilities. Lu Ji's talent was too monstrous. With his half-baked array Dao, he broke through the natural formation patterns here and obtained the power of these patterns. In the future, he could easily set up the Dragon Phoenix array. How powerful would that be? After Yang Wu and the others were guided into the space of the Dragon Phoenix tree, they discovered that there was another world here. The Xianqi of heaven and earth gathered here. There were pieces of dragon bloodstones, phoenix blood crystals, dragon blood grass, phoenix flowers, and other sacred items. No matter who saw this scene, their breathing became rapid. So many sacred items. "We're rich," Yang Jinlong couldn't help but exclaim. He couldn't help but rush toward a piece of dragon bloodstone, wanting to devour it. It was also at this moment that the shadow of a dragon appeared and charged toward him. Roar! This shadow of a dragon was very powerful. It wasn't inferior to Yang Jinlong's strength at all. In fact, it was even stronger than Yang Jinlong. It was actually guarding the dragon bloodstone. It wasn't just the shadow of a dragon that appeared here. When the flood dragons wanted to snatch the other dragon items, the shadow of a dragon also appeared and fought fiercely with them. Beautiful military advisor, what's going on? Yang Wu asked Lu Ji, who was very far away from him. Lu Ji smiled bitterly and said, "This is the Dragon Phoenix Tree's test for you. Whoever can defeat the dragon or phoenix will be able to obtain what they want. If they can't, they might even lose their lives." After a pause, he emphasized, "I can't change the old man's mind. Everything depends on you. If you don't touch the things here, the dragon and phoenix won't do anything to you. Everything will be safe." Yang Wu and the others instantly understood the situation. It turned out that it was the Dragon Phoenix Tree's little trick. What's a mere dragon and phoenix figure? Let me try. Yang Yifan, who had come in with Yang Wu, said. He rushed towards a dragon bloodgrass, intending to pick it. "I'll try to." Yang Manmi could no longer remain calm. She set her eyes on a phoenix flower and rushed over to pick it. The dragon and phoenix shadows appeared at the same time. Their strength was equal to their strength, or even stronger. Whether they could defeat them or not would depend on their luck. Song Qing didn't act rashly. His eyes flashed like lightning as he looked for a higher-grade dragon spine whip. The dragon spine whip was definitely a Khanate item. It wasn't an ordinary sacred item. If one could obtain it, it would be like having a Khanate sacred weapon. It would have extraordinary strength, but the dragon aura that came from it was even more terrifying. Yang Wu said to the two girls beside him, "See if there's anything you like. Take it with your own strength. I can't help you. I want the dragon phoenix fruit." Shu Yujun looked at the dragon phoenix tree. There were many sparkling fruits hanging there, and each of them had a different shape. However, no matter how one looked at them, they seemed to be intertwined with dragon chi and phoenix fire. It was an extremely shocking scene, and the power they contained was not to be underestimated. "I'll take a look first," Qing Jing said. Lu Ji's voice sounded again. "You can only choose 3 items at most, no more than that." "How stingy." Yang Wu couldn't help but say. Little Hay also said, "It's just a dragon phoenix tree. Why does it act like it's an immortal tree? I'll go have a chat with it." In the next moment, Little Hay quickly flew in the direction of the dragon phoenix tree. Little Man continued to stay by Yang Wu's side, as if she didn't care about the things here at all. Yang Wu stroked her hair and said, "See if there's anything you like, but be careful. Don't be careless." "Young master, I'll just stay by your side," Little Man said indifferently. "No, these items are extremely precious. We must take them," Yang Wu said seriously. "All right, I'll take them and give them to you, young master," Little Man obediently replied. She paused for a moment before saying, "I've collected many herbs for you over the years. Even though Little Hay has used a portion of them, I still have many of them. Once we leave this place, I'll give them all to you, young master." "What a silly girl," Yang Wu couldn't help but sigh. Yang Wu didn't delay any longer and quickly searched for the holy items he needed. This place was filled with the aura of dragon fiends and phoenix flames. There were many items of the dragon phoenix type growing here, as well as many crystals stained with dragon phoenix blood. Every single one of them was extremely valuable. However, the more valuable an item was, the higher the price one had to pay. Yang Wu's gaze swept over the place before finally settling on a plant. It was extremely strange. It was shaped like a phoenix fan and grew on top of a phoenix blood crystal. Balls of true fire danced around it, making it extremely dazzling. Yang Wu had taken a fancy to it at first glance. This was definitely a Xiantian item, the Phoenix Feather Fan. Legend had it that only the Phoenix clan could nurture such a Xiantian item. He never thought that there would be one here. It was not inferior to the Dragon Spine Whip. To Yang Wu, it was a handy weapon. With it, the power of his heart fire would definitely be able to erupt into an even stronger form. "I must obtain you." Yang Wu licked his lips and rushed towards the Phoenix Feather Fan. In the past, he had suffered at the hands of the holy son of Kunlun, Kuan Xian's palm leaf fan. If he obtained the Phoenix Feather Fan, he wouldn't need to fear other people's Xiantian items. Just as Yang Wu approached the Phoenix Feather Fan, a terrifying phoenix true fire spread towards him. The terrifying true fire could burn a saint-level creature. Yang Wu's heart fire could no longer be suppressed. It quickly rushed out and devoured the phoenix true fire to replenish itself. When Yang Wu reached out to take the phoenix feather fan, a phoenix fire shadow appeared in the air, and the raging true fire swept towards Yang Wu. Oh! The sound of a phoenix rang out in all directions, and the powerful fire covered the entire area. If he wanted to obtain a Sciention item, he had to have the combat power to resist the phoenix shadow. This was definitely a saint-level fire, who could easily block it. Even if Yang Wu had blue demoness, he still felt very tired in the face of such an attack. He activated the black tortoise armor, and a powerful defensive force was generated to block the fire outside. Who knew that the true fire was so fierce that it directly pierced through his defense? The defensive force didn't have much effect at all. Fortunately, Blue Demoness rushed out to block it in time, but the powerful fire still shook Yang Wu until he spat out blood and rolled away. Yang Wu hit a flaming red stone, and the flaming red stone exploded, stirring up a cloud of fire and stone dust. Yang Wu only felt that his internal organs were almost displaced. He had the body of the holy dragon, and it was difficult for him to withstand the impact of the Phoenix Shadow's power. It could be seen that the Phoenix Shadow's power was terrifying. Yang Wu wasn't a master who gave up easily. He was in high spirits. He activated the supreme 9 mystery mantra to heal his injuries. A dragon chi appeared, condensing a powerful force to attack the Phoenix Shadow's power. This phoenix was like a real existence. Not only was its true fire amazing, but could also use the unique attacks of the phoenix race, such as feathers turning into blades, phoenix claws tearing the sky, and so on. Yang Wu only felt that this phoenix was very strong. It was definitely a creature comparable to a mid-level saint. Whether it was his Jinwu boxing or the overbearing god's palm, he couldn't shake it at all. He was injured by its power, and he spat out blood. The true fire on his body was burning red. There were claw marks that tore his clothes, and shocking blood seeped out of his flesh. This was definitely a difficult situation for Yang Wu. Yang Wu couldn't use his way of death, his ice blade wings, and his soul eye. The only thing he could use was the talent power of Barbarian God's arm and Wind God's leg, but it still couldn't erase the gap between him and the Phoenix Shadow. Puff! Puff! Yang Wu was hit hard again, and he spat out blood. My lord, hold on. Lu Ji couldn't help but exclaim. Yang Wu climbed up again and shouted, You want to kill me with a mere void? It's impossible. I'm going to become an invincible king. Yang Wu's strong spiritual will exploded again. The power in his dantian was gathered to the extreme. He forced Lan Aoji out in her strongest state. It was like a black tortoise was fighting with a phoenix shadow. While the phoenix phantom was being held back, Yang Wu circulated his strength to the limit at full speed. His meridians seemed to be impacted by a torrential river, emitting surging sounds. The power in his dantian extended along the meridians of his whole body, circulating at an extremely fast speed. The true dragon in his dantian was constantly breathing in and out, and the dragon pearl was rolling and rotating, becoming more and more round and natural. The highest 9 profound arts displayed a heaven-defying, devouring talent, absorbing the firepower of the Phoenix Phantom. This was a terrifying, true fire. Even a saint would not dare to touch it. Lan Aoji used all her power to block the true fire of the Phoenix. Even though she was at a disadvantage, she wasn't devoured by the Phoenix Shadow. After all, the true fire of the Phoenix was not a fire seed with intelligence, so it couldn't devour it. On the contrary, Lan Aoji was devouring the true fire of the Phoenix bit by bit. With the highest 9 mysteries formula splitting the true fire of the Phoenix Shadow's power was finally dispersed. The battle intent that it gathered was also starting to drop. Yang Wu took the opportunity. He braved the danger of being burned by the true fire of the Phoenix and grabbed the Phoenix feather fan. Yo-yo! Chapter 1073. While Yang Wu was fighting with the Phoenix, Lil Hei had already arrived in front of the Dragon Phoenix tree. The formation it had set up was not worth mentioning in its eyes. When Lu Ji saw Little Hei, a look of surprise appeared on his face. You're the master's Little Hei dog? Lu Ji had always known about Little Hei's existence. However, Yang Wu had gone to the transcendent realm and separated from it. Luigi had always thought that Little Hay had died in an accident. After all, it was just a spirit dog. It could easily die in an accident. Little Hay no longer hid its abilities. It glanced at Luigi and said, "Woof, woof. It seems that you've made up for your birth defect well. The yin and yang energies are finally balanced. The problem of your lifespan is also completely solved. Not bad, not bad." How did you know? Did the master tell you? Luigi was stunned. "I was the one who told Little Wu the way to save you," Little Hay said proudly. Little Black replied proudly. After pausing for a moment, he said, "Also, the yin-yang immortal art that you cultivate was also passed down to him by me. Remember, this immortal emperor is your savior." Luigi was confused. He did not know if he should believe Little Hay's words. Little Hay ignored him. It shouted at the dragon phoenix tree, "Tree spirit, come out." The dragon phoenix tree did not respond. Little Hay spat out a stream of fire. This fire was not very strong. It was only the size of a fist. When it landed on the dragon phoenix tree, it instantly caught fire. Suddenly, the power of the dragon chi and the phoenix fire swept towards Little Hay. This power was so terrifying that Luigi was scared out of his wits. This was a power that could kill an immortal realm cultivator. How could Little Hay withstand it? Unexpectedly, Little Hay opened her mouth and swallowed the dragon baleful aura and phoenix flames. She even let out a burp as if she was enjoying her meal. "If you don't come out now, you're going to die," Little Hay said again. Suddenly, the dragon phoenix tree said, "What kind of true fire is this? I can't take it anymore. Roar, roar." The dragon phoenix tree let out a cry that sounded like a dragon's roar, then a phoenix's cry. It was very strange. And here I was thinking how long you were going to pretend for. This immortal emperor can take care of you at any time, Little Hay said proudly. "You quickly retract your primordial fire. We can talk this out," the dragon phoenix tree pleaded. Although the true fire was small, it truly threatened its foundation. If it was allowed to spread, it would be completely destroyed. Little Hay did not really want to destroy the dragon phoenix tree. She opened her mouth and retracted the fire burning on the dragon phoenix tree. Then, she said, "Remove all the restrictions here." "Why?" The dragon phoenix tree and Luigi exclaimed in unison. "Hee, aren't the living beings here engaged in some kind of competition for rankings? There are so many items of dragons and phoenixes here. Isn't this the best battlefield for them to fight over?" Little Hay said with a strange smile. "Little Hay, you're harming our master. You can't remove the restrictions here," Luigi immediately said. "What do you know? If I can't even withstand a test like this, how can I reach the pinnacle of cultivation in the future? I'm afraid I won't even be as good as you and that skinny monkey," Little Hay replied. Then it shouted again, "Hurry up and remove them. Otherwise, I'll do it myself." "All right, since that's the case, we'll do as you say. However, this place is my lifeline. I definitely won't allow them to obtain too many things. Those who aren't strong enough can forget about taking a single thing away," the dragon phoenix tree agreed. However, it also made a request of its own. Those who were strong enough and possessed items close to it could only take 3 of its sacred items. Those who weren't strong enough could just die here and increase the vitality of the soil. Little Hay naturally didn't have any objections. To it, this was just a fun game, and the main character of this game was Yang Wu. All of a sudden, all the restrictive power was removed. The prodigies who had entered this space earlier appeared in this world. Their faces were still filled with confusion. However, when they saw the items in this place, all of them went crazy. "Look, that's dragon bloodgrass and dragon vein stones. We're rich. The dragon phoenix tree is over there. Could it be that the dragon phoenix fruit is hanging there? I must get my hands on it. Oh no, someone discovered the sacred items here before us. Hurry up and snatch them. Haha, I really do have an affinity with the dragon phoenix tree. This place will be mine." Many of the prodigies looked at the items of the dragon phoenix tree, and their eyes were filled with greed. They all rushed toward the closest items of the dragon phoenix tree. Just as they were about to snatch the items of the dragon phoenix tree, a terrifying power of the dragon phoenix tree erupted and instantly killed several of them. The other prodigies were so frightened that their movements became much slower. There were also some prodigies who could resist the power of the dragon phoenix tree and were qualified to snatch the items of the dragon phoenix tree. None of the prodigies feared these dangers. To them, this was just a trial. They were confident that they would be able to snatch the items of the dragon phoenix tree. At this moment, Yang Wu finally grabbed the phoenix feather fan. His body was also being burned by the true phoenix flames. His holy dragon body was almost unable to withstand the heat, and the smell of charred flesh permeated the air. "It's cooked," Yang Wu muttered with a smile as he gritted his teeth. He had been tempered by many types of flames before, and he had developed an extremely strong resistance to the burning sensation of flames. However, the true phoenix flames were also known as the undying flames. Its firepower was astonishing. Even though he had Lan Xiaoji to share the burden, it was still extremely painful. It penetrated straight into his bones and soul. If it were anyone else, they would definitely not be able to withstand it. After he endured this power, the power of the phoenix shadow finally disappeared into the phoenix feather fan. As long as he obtained the phoenix feather fan, he would be able to erupt with the terrifying power of the true phoenix flames. This was the unique characteristic of a Xiantian warrior. It was also at this moment that an extremely sharp power slashed toward Yang Wu's arm. This attack appeared extremely suddenly, and the speed of the attack was very fast. Yang Wu barely had a chance to react before his arm was slashed. Clang! A crisp sound rang out, and lightning flashed in all directions. A look of shock flashed across the attacker's face. The weapon in his hand was a top-grade Lesser Saint weapon, and it could cut through stone like mud. However, when it slashed at Yang Wu's arm, it was like slashing at an iron wall. Yang Wu didn't have an arm guard on his arm. Yang Wu's arm wasn't chopped off, but he was in pain from the power of the opponent's sword move. He had no choice but to let go of the phoenix feather fan, and the true phoenix flames covered the phoenix feather fan. If he wanted to obtain it again, he would have to endure another attack from the phoenix shadow. Yang Wu was completely enraged. It wasn't easy for him to obtain the item, but someone had actually interfered with it. He didn't care who the opponent was, and he quickly turned around and threw out a shocking punch at the attacker. Barbaric Dragon Fist. Yang Wu was truly enraged. He didn't hold back at all in this punch. With this punch, even a first-grade Star Mark Saint would be killed. Although the attacker's speed was fast, he was still half a beat slower in the face of Yang Wu's tyrannical punch. More than half of his shoulder was directly shattered by Yang Wu's punch. The attacker let out a mournful scream. He wanted to escape again, but Yang Wu had already thrown out a whip kick, sweeping toward his head. Bang! His head fell to the ground like a watermelon and was directly kicked until it exploded. Yang Wu wasn't in the mood to ask who he was. In his opinion, no matter who he was, he deserved to die. How hard was it to find a natural item? It was even harder to obtain it. He had just desperately suppressed it, and now he had to put in a lot of effort to obtain it again. After killing this person, Yang Wu also woke up. He sensed that a great change had occurred in this world, and many creatures had appeared. "What's going on?" Yang Wu murmured with a puzzled expression. He scanned the surroundings and found that there were indeed many more creatures. There were people from all races, and they seemed to have appeared out of thin air to compete for the dragon and phoenix items here. Before Yang Wu could figure out what was going on, a joyful voice rang out. "It's the phoenix feather fan." A wave of fire swept over, and its target was the phoenix feather fan beside Yang Wu. Yang Wu didn't think twice and attacked again. The overbearing fist carried the power to destroy heaven and earth, and it hit the attacking creature. The creature was extremely light and agile, and its reaction was also very fast. It dodged Yang Wu's attack. She was a fire phoenix from the fire phoenix tribe. The fire phoenix stared at Yang Wu and said coldly, "I don't care who you are. Get out of the way, or you'll die without a burial place." She was an extremely sexy woman in human form, but when one met her eyes that were filled with hostility, no one would have any improper thoughts. "Get lost," Yang Wu shouted without holding back. He didn't want to waste any more time and grabbed the phoenix feather fan again. He had to get it as soon as possible. Otherwise, it would be troublesome if it was taken away by others. You deserve to die for stealing my tribe's item. The fire phoenix shouted, and her hands formed a seal and slapped toward Yongwu. Fire phoenix palm. The palm print turned into a fire phoenix and slapped toward Yongwu. The fire phoenix was filled with destruction, and it wasn't something that anyone could withstand. Yongwu's body flashed, and he dodged the palm like a ghost. He appeared behind the fire phoenix and punched her back without holding back. It was like a wild tiger was about to bite her. The fire phoenix's strength was extraordinary, but it was still nothing in front of Yongwu. Her spine was broken, and she was sent flying far away. She spat out blood, and her true form was revealed. Her breath was almost cut off. Yongwu didn't have time to pay attention to her, and he quickly grabbed the phoenix feather fan. "How dare you hurt my sisters? You'll die a horrible death." An angry and delicate voice suddenly rang out. "How dare you attack us fire phoenixes? Even if the gods came, they wouldn't be able to save you." Another voice that was filled with hostility was heard. Then a few fire shadows flew toward Yongwu, and there was a very strong firepower coming toward Yongwu. The shocking firepower wanted to burn Yongwu to death. Chapter 1074. The Fire Phoenix tribe was a close relative of the Phoenix bloodline. Just like the Flood Dragon tribe, they were one of the strongest spirit demon factions in the Dragon Vein Phoenix Forest. Hua Hongyun was the strongest heaven's pride of the Fire Phoenix tribe. Her fiery feathers wrapped around her slender body. Any creature that looked at her would have their most primal urges ignited. She was a girl with an explosive figure. Hua Liaquang was the prince of the Fire Phoenix tribe. His status was no lower than Hua Hongyun's, but his bloodline was slightly weaker. However, his battle prowess was no weaker than Hua Hongyun's. Other than them, there were 5 other spirit demons from the Fire Phoenix tribe attacking Yongwu together. The Phoenix Feather Fan was of great importance. They didn't want to miss it. However, other than them, there was also the Fire Phoenix tribe. Although their Phoenix bloodline wasn't as strong as the Fire Phoenix tribe, their power wasn't any weaker. Moreover, they were mutated spirit demons. Their battle prowess wasn't to be underestimated. They naturally didn't want to miss out on the Phoenix Feather Fan. Yu Yueguang was the prince of the Dark Flame Sparrow clan. His entire body was surrounded by black flames. His long hair fluttered in the wind, and he held a halberd in his hand. He looked like a black flame war god, and his fiery aura was very oppressive. The Fire Phoenix true fire wasn't any weaker than the Phoenix fire of the Fire Phoenix. Yu Yueguang was Yu Yueguang's younger brother. He was also an incredible small saint demon. They led the Fire Phoenix tribe to fight for the Phoenix Feather Fan. "Sister, you stop those bastards. I'll take down the human and take the Phoenix Feather Fan." Hua Liaquang transmitted his voice to Hua Hongyun. Hua Hongyun knew the severity of the situation. She placed the Phoenix Feather Fan in front of the Fire Phoenix birds. The domineering Phoenix True Fire stopped the Fire Phoenix birds. "Hua Hongyun, you really think you can stop me?" Yu Yueguang pointed his halberd at Hua Hongyun and shouted. "You could try if you want," Hua Hongyun said sternly. "You bitch, I'll capture you and make you my woman." Yu Yueguang shouted and took out a sacred item. It was a feather of the 9 secret underworld sparrow. This was a mutated spiritual demon that was comparable to a phoenix. It could fight against a phoenix's feather. The 2 extraordinary items transformed into the form of the phoenix and the 9 netherworld sparrow respectively, fighting fiercely in midair. Yongwu was attacked by Hua Liaquang and the other 2 phoenixes. They felt that killing Yongwu was more than enough, so they did not put him in their eyes and wanted to end the battle quickly. Yongwu wanted to end the battle as soon as possible. His eyes twitched, and he saw all the firepower coming from Yulai. Blue Demonis came out from his chest again, and he controlled it to attack the firepower with both hands. Mystical Flame Technique. Blue Yao Ji was a holy flame, and its power was not to be underestimated. It was not any weaker than Hua Lai Quang and the other 2 phoenixes. Moreover, under the control of Yongwu's mystical flame technique, it caught them off guard. "You want to compete with us in playing with fire? You really are an idiot. You 2 stop him, I'll take the Phoenix Feather Fan. Hua Liequang disdainfully scolded. His figure flashed as he flew towards the Phoenix Feather Fan. His eyes were filled with greed. As long as he obtained the Phoenix Feather Fan, he would be able to sweep away all the creatures here. This was a Xiantian warrior weapon, and its attribute was the most compatible with him. Yang Wu could have stopped him, but he hesitated for a moment and decided not to. The power of the Phoenix's phantom was comparable to holy power. He did not believe that Hua Liequang could block it, even if they had the same bloodline. Yang Wu concentrated on dealing with the other two phoenixes. They joined together and formed a sea of fire that burned towards him. Yang Wu's arms continuously moved, and he increased the firepower towards the two phoenixes. The fighting strength of these two phoenixes was clearly weaker than Hua Liequang. At most, their fighting strength was comparable to the half-step holy power. Combined with the power of their true fire, they could threaten ordinary holy realm creatures. This little bit of power was nothing in front of Yang Wu. Blue Yao Ji split into two, and like a huge black tortoise, it rushed towards the two phoenixes to devour them. Everyone was an expert in playing with fire. Let's see whose firepower was more ferocious. The two phoenixes were frightened after their power was devoured by Blue Yao Ji. They immediately changed back to their true form, and their phoenix wings flapped. Waves of even more ferocious firepower were released. They swept towards Yang Wu, and their phoenix claws were aimed at Yang Wu's head. Their attack looked very ferocious, but it was still too slow in Yang Wu's eyes. Yang Wu swung his arms, and the tyrannical blue flames rushed through their abdomens. Ouch! Ouch! Yang Wu pierced through the abdomens of the two phoenixes. Blood gushed out crazily, and their bodies were sent flying far away. It was unknown whether they were dead or alive. At the same time, Hua Liequang was also battered and exhausted by the power of the Phoenix Phantom. He changed back to his true form, and his feathers were all burned away by the true fire. He looked like a plucked chicken, and his appearance was very funny. However, Hua Liequang's ability was not small. He spat out half of a phoenix claw, which was the same aura as the Phoenix Phantom. It blocked the Phoenix Phantom's ferocious firepower attack, and he could quickly rush towards the Phoenix Feather Fan. Just as he was about to snatch the Phoenix Feather Fan, his tail was grabbed by Yang Wu, and then he was ruthlessly smashed to the ground. Bang! Yang Wu was incomparably tyrannical. His holy dragon body could easily tear apart a holy realm creature, let alone a mere small holy realm phoenix. Even if the other party was very powerful, he was still smashed to the point of bleeding. You dare to snatch my feather fan? Do you really think you are a phoenix? Yang Wu was not satisfied. He angrily stomped on Hua Liequang's body a few more times, causing him to continuously scream in pain. At the same time, Yu Yuexiao rushed over. He was smarter than Hua Liequang and immediately took out his trump card. A black pearl appeared. It emitted a strange aura and was slowly absorbing the power of the true fire of the phoenix. This was the fire-devouring pearl, an incomparably rare saint item. It could devour all kinds of firepower and just so happened to be able to restrain the Phoenix Phantom's firepower. The Phoenix Feather Fan is mine, Yu Yuexiao excitedly said, and swept towards the Phoenix Feather Fan. Have you asked for this young master's permission? Get lost. Yang Wu was very angry. Every firebird was fighting with him. He lifted Hua Liequang's body and used him as a weapon to sweep towards Yu Yuexiao. Yu Yuexiao was not stupid. He changed back to his true form on the spot, and his speed increased several times. He cleverly dodged Yang Wu's attack and released his unique firepower aura. He erupted with the most powerful energy towards Yang Wu and used the remaining energy to retrieve the Phoenix Feather Fan. Hidden Flame Space. The biggest difference between the flame netherbirds was that their firepower could envelop an area. They could create a firepower space that could burn the sky and evaporate the sea. Even ordinary saints would not want to touch this kind of hidden flame space. Once they touched it, they would be doomed. The Phoenix Feather Fan will definitely be mine, Yu Yuexiao excitedly said. Yang Wu was in this space, and the power of the hidden flame space was indeed extraordinary. However, Lan Yaoji was not to be trifled with either. She completely blocked Yang Wu, and the hidden flame space could not harm him at all. On the other hand, Huolai Kuang was unlucky. He was injured by the Phoenix Phantom and then smashed by Yang Wu. He could not resist the burning of the hidden flame space, and he screamed in pain. If it were not for his tenacious vitality, he would have been burned to death. Yang Wu did not want to give him a chance to live. He used him as a weapon and threw him towards Yu Xiao. At the same time, Yang Wu was like a dragon that had been born. He took extremely fast steps and rushed out of the hidden flame space. He was like a barbarian elephant as he rushed towards Yu Xiao from behind Huolai Kuang. Yu Xiao first sent out a black flame palm, turning Huolai Kuang into a bloody mess. His other hand was still reaching for the Phoenix Feather Fan. Just as he was about to grab it, Yang Wu had already rushed in front of him. His fist turned into a barbarian elephant, and a terrifying brute force exploded from his arm, instantly blowing Yu Xiao's body apart. This was an extremely angry attack from Yang Wu. Even a second-level Star Mark Realm Saint would not be able to survive. How could Yu Xiao have a chance to live? Bastard, you actually killed my little brother. I want you to die a horrible death. Yu Guang sensed Yu Xiao's death and couldn't help but roar. Hua Hongyun also realized that this human was not to be underestimated. She said to Yu Guang, "Let's work together to deal with him first. We can fight for the Phoenix Feather Fan later. I'll listen to you." Yu Xiao's face was filled with hostility as he replied. Thus, these two little saint demons attacked Yang Wu at the same time. Two different feathers, carrying a monstrous amount of firepower, were enough to completely annihilate Yang Wu. Yang Wu didn't dare to be careless. These two were top-grade saint items. Once he was hit, it wouldn't be a joke. He used his super fast movement technique to dodge these two waves of attacks. Moreover, he rushed towards the Phoenix Feather Fan without caring about anything else. His position was very close, and he could touch it if he stretched out his hand. However, he still couldn't obtain it immediately. The Phoenix Phantom appeared again, forcing him to dodge. Fortunately, the power of the two feathers came again, forcing the Phoenix Phantom to meet the power of the two feathers. Pung pung. Monstrous flames clashed nonstop. It was like a volcano erupting, and the surrounding space was trembling nonstop. Yang Wu was also affected by the flames. If Lan Yaoji hadn't absorbed the flames for him, he would have been heavily injured. Yu Guang and Hua Hongyun each brought their battle weapons and charged towards Yang Wu. Nether Fire Trial. Yu Guang raised his battle halberd. Like the Fire King of Hell, he blasted out a terrifying amount of destructive firepower. Raging flames burned the sky. Hua Hongyun held a phoenix-shaped flaming sword in her hand. She slashed out a cloud of flames that was like a fire cloud. That power was enough to burn the sky and evaporate the sea. It was really difficult to resist. These two were top-grade prodigies of the Spirit Devil tribe. Their combat power was extraordinary. Even the top 10 prodigies of the Heavenly Dragon leaderboard or Heavenly Phoenix leaderboard might not be able to defeat them. The power that the two of them unleashed together could kill a level 2 Star Mark Saint. Yang Wu felt a strong threat from them. He didn't hold back anymore. He gathered Lan Yaoji's power in his palm and blasted out a domineering palm print. Domineering Divine Palm. This was a battle skill that could destroy the sky and the earth. Its power was boundless. Who could stop Yang Wu when he unleashed his full power? Chapter 1075. While Yang Wu was being attacked by the Fiery Phoenix tribe and the Fiery Phoenix tribe, the others were also being attacked by other Sky Prides. The Sky Prides who were able to enter this place were all top-notch Sky Prides from various factions. They all had dragon and phoenix items, so their combat strength was not to be underestimated. Aside from Yang Wu's side, another battle was also very intense. Song Qing's Dragon's Pine Whip was also being fought over by the Sky Prides of the Dragon Tiger sect and the Demon race. The Sky Pride of the Dragon Tiger sect was Zhang Daolong, who was known as Little Dragonhead. He was ranked in the top 50 on the prediction list, and his combat strength was the strongest among the younger generation of the Dragon Tiger sect. The Demon race's Sky Prides was Bob Ben, who had fought with Yang Wu before. This guy had reached the second form, and his combat strength was also very impressive. Other than them, there were a few other creatures. However, they knew that they could not be compared to Song Qing, Zhang Daolong, and Bob Ben, so they could only take advantage of the situation and see if there was a chance for them to obtain the Dragon's Pine Whip. Zhang Daolong was known as Little Dragon Head. He cultivated the unique battle art of the Dragon and Tiger sect, and the draconic chi around his body was extremely tyrannical. It was no wonder that he had such a reputation. His arms were like two coiled true dragons, and he kept swinging them out. It was as if two true dragons were pouncing and biting, and they were extremely powerful. True dragon arms. This was Zhang Daolong's innate ability. His arms were comparable to sacred weapons, and he could crush any opponent. Bob Ben's strength was not to be underestimated. When he entered the heavenly overlord armor state, he also had the body of a demon saint. Every move he made was filled with dense, demonic chi. Song Qing was not afraid of them, but when he was dealing with the dragon-shaped battle chi produced by the Dragon's Pine Whip, he suffered some internal injuries. It was not easy to fight against two alone. He used the invisible sword field and was like the king of swords, forcibly blocking the attacks of the two Sky Prides. It would be difficult to determine which of the three Sky Prides would obtain the Dragon's Pine Whip until the last moment. Yang Ba, Su Zhu, Shu Yujun, and the others were facing less pressure. What they were eyeing wasn't a Xiantian treasure, but it was still extremely precious. The geniuses who came to compete for it were very strong, but they could handle them. Yang Yifun, Yang Man Miao, and Yang Lulu's battle prowess were much stronger than before. When they faced the attacks of the foreign races, they also displayed the unique battle blood talent of the battle race. Their performance was extremely eye-catching. Whether or not they could seize the treasures that belonged to them would depend on their own luck. They did not know that all of this was caused by Little Hay. They could have saved a lot of trouble. At the same time, many geniuses from the outside world had also entered. This included the top geniuses who hadn't entered yet, causing the competition to become even more intense. A monk from Tianli Temple unleashed a boundless dragon-shaped Buddhist aura, tearing apart the dragon-shaped battle aura here, displaying an extremely powerful combat talent. A living being from the Jade Emperor clan controlled this area, broke through the array formation, and joined the battle. A palace master from the Dragon Palace, the first palace lord, rushed in with nimble steps and locked onto an amazing Xiantian treasure, the Dragon Scale Shield. The Dragon Scale Shield was not inferior to the Phoenix Feather Fan and Dragon's Pine Whip. They were of the same level, but specialized in defense. Once one obtained it, they would definitely be invincible. The first palace lord was not able to easily obtain the Dragon Scale Shield. A genius from the Phoenix Palace, surnamed Xin Yuan, joined the competition, and other creatures also wanted to compete for it. For a time, the battlefield became incomparably intense. Waves of shocking explosions could be heard everywhere. If this wasn't the territory of the Dragon Phoenix tree, it would have been directly destroyed by these powers. Little Hay was lying in front of the Dragon Phoenix tree, watching the show. This brat sat up like a human and even grabbed a branch of the Dragon Phoenix tree and put it in his mouth, looking like a big boss. From time to time, he would bark, "Woof, woof." This brat fought pretty well. Unfortunately, this move was a bit off. If he moved a bit faster, it would have been a good move. "Woof, woof, didn't you drink milk?" His attacks are so weak. Serves him right to be killed. Lu Ji was rendered speechless by Little Hay. Originally, Lu Ji had been extremely worried about the safety of Yang Wu and the others. But after hearing Little Hay's barks, he was no longer as worried as he had been before. The only thing he cared about was Yang Lulu's safety. He really wanted to bring her over, but Little Hay wouldn't allow it. She said that was a good thing for her to temper herself. In any case, she wouldn't die. Lu Ji was infuriated by Little Hay. When he saw that Yang Lulu was in danger, he couldn't help but intervene. No man would be able to stand seeing his woman being beaten. Woof, woof. Young people should temper themselves more. Only then can they live a better life, Little Hay said leisurely. It was paying attention to every corner of the battlefield, so it was aware of all the battles. However, it was still paying attention to Yang Wu's direction the most. In its eyes, Yang Wu's performance was quite good. I didn't think that he would be able to reach this level in these few years without me by his side. Aside from the miraculous nature of the Regal Nine profound arts, personal hard work and hard work are also inseparable. Continue to work hard. Its fate was linked to Yang Wu's. The stronger Yang Wu was, the more advantageous it would be for it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have allowed the Dragon Phoenix Tree to release the restrictions here. Yang Wu fought fiercely with Hua Hongyun and Yu Yueguang. He used a heaven-shaking and domineering divine palm to send his opponents flying, forcing them to revert to their true forms. The battle prowess of their human forms was much weaker than Yang Wu's. The might of that palm strike made them feel fear. If they didn't use their full strength, they were afraid that they would be killed by Yang Wu. Yang Wu was also determined to make them his first target. Otherwise, it would be difficult for him to obtain the Phoenix Feather Fan. Just as Yang Wu released the Tao of Death, a delicate voice rang out. You are not allowed to bully the young master. A powerful force swept over from another direction. The roar of a primitive beast rang out, and the images of a barbarian bull and a barbarian horse seemed to appear. Behind them, there was a barbarian god image that was incomparably fierce and frightening. Barbarian Fist. The force of the fist was astonishing, and the force of the fist broke through the sky. The fist shattered Hua Hongyun's sea of flames and Yu Yueguang's space of flames, sending the two of them flying again. The power of this fist was not inferior to the domineering divine palm that Yang Wu had just unleashed. It could easily kill a two-star saint. A young girl in beastly clothes angrily glared at Hua Hongyun and Yu Yueguang. Her body was filled with shocking brute force. Little man, just protect yourself from the side. The young master can still handle it. Yang Wu said to Little Man. Even though he was surprised that Little Man possessed such great brute force, he did not want her to participate in the battle. He was afraid that she would be injured. Young master, go get what you want. I can handle them. Little Man replied with some confidence. She took the initiative to charge at Hua Hongyun and Yu Yueguang. Under Little Hei's guidance, Little Man's beast-taming talent was not only shocking, but even her barbarian bloodline had been completely awakened. Even though she had a delicate body, her brute force was shocking. She could kill a beginner saint with her bare hands. Under Little Man's attack, Hua Hongyun and Yu Yueguang felt a great deal of pressure. Their domineering firepower was actually useless. They were beaten to the point where they could not resist. They had no choice but to call back their feathers and fight against Little Man with their strongest strength. Even if they used their feathers to unleash a different kind of power, they still could not do anything to Little Man. This space was enveloped by the brute force field. They could not even fly. They were quite frightened. They quickly retreated, not daring to fight against Little Man. If it were not for their companions rushing over to help, they would have been beaten to death by Little Man. When Yang Wu saw this scene, he could not help but sigh. If Little Man uses her brute force, I'm afraid even I won't be able to block her. He actually did not know just how much this young woman had suffered over the past few years. She had spent many days and nights cultivating to force herself to become stronger. All of this was to protect him. Yang Wu did not have time to think about this. His gaze fell on the Phoenix Feather Fan again. There were some prodigies who wanted to steal it, but they were directly burned to death by the Phoenix Projection's power. Yang Wu was already having a hard time dealing with the Phoenix Projection, let alone the other creatures. It was not something that just anyone could get their hands on. This time, Yang Wu had learned his lesson. He had to end this battle quickly and not give the Phoenix Projection any more chances. He charged toward the Phoenix Feather Fan as quickly as he could. At the same time, Lan Xiaoji erupted from her chest, wrapping around the Phoenix Feather Fan first. He did not give the Phoenix Projection a chance to charge out first. His palms were suffused with an extremely cold power. This was the power of extreme cold from his kidneys. It was also the special power of the Frost Spring Mysterious Essence Chi. It could offset a portion of the Phoenix True Fire's power. Yochi. The Phoenix Projection charged out again, but it was firmly suppressed by Lan Xiaoji. It was not able to unleash its strongest power immediately. Yang Wu took the opportunity to use the extreme cold power to envelop it. The true fire's power was reduced a little. His palms firmly grabbed onto the phoenix feather fan. All of his power gathered together, and he forcefully pulled the phoenix feather fan out of the phoenix blood crystal. At the same time, the majestic power of the true fire spread along Yang Wu's palms and started to burn. His chi of extreme cold and his saint-level skin and flesh were unable to withstand it. His palms were burnt and melted, revealing deep white bones. It was extremely terrifying. If it were someone else, they would probably let go and not take it. However, Yang Wu was a very tenacious person. Although this pain was torturous, he still endured it and took the phoenix feather fan. When he took the phoenix feather fan, the phoenix projection's power returned to the phoenix feather fan. The pressure on Yang Wu was greatly reduced. Lan Xiaoji also quickly returned and helped him remove the burning sensation from his palms. He quickly circulated his power and began to heal the wounds on his palms. Otherwise, his hands would be completely destroyed. I was too reckless. If I had the phoenix blood on my palms, I wouldn't have suffered like this. Yang Wu gasped. After pausing for a moment, he laughed. But I finally got it. Ha! Before Yang Wu could feel proud, a swift and violent power stab toward the back of his head. Chapter 1076. The timing of this attack was perfect. Even Yang Wu was caught off guard. Thankfully, he had extraordinary reflexes. In the instant that the attack was about to hit the back of his head, he quickly bent forward and dodged this fatal attack. The opponent obviously wouldn't let Yang Wu go so easily. He continued to attack Yang Wu's vitals. There was no way he would let Yang Wu go. Yang Wu's palms were still healing, so he couldn't counterattack. He activated his ice wing blade without any hesitation and quickly charged toward the opponent. Spurt. The opponent didn't expect Yang Wu to have an invisible attack. He didn't even have a chance to react before his body was sliced in half. Yang Wu turned around and saw that it was a foreign being. Thankfully, the opponent wasn't wearing any armor. Otherwise, his ice wing blade wouldn't have been able to kill him so easily. "Young master, are you all right?" Little man asked worriedly as she rushed over. "I'm fine. How about you? Did they hurt you?" Yang Wu asked. "Hee, I chased them away," little man said with a smug smile. Yang Wu laughed heartily. "Looks like I'll have to leave my safety to you in the future." "All right, I'll protect you for the rest of your life," little man said without any hesitation. When Yang Wu had saved her in the mountain prison, she had already decided to be Yang Wu's servant for the rest of her life. "Silly girl," Yang Wu said with a satisfied smile. To be able to have such a young girl who was completely considerate of him, he was incomparably proud and happy. Yang Wu and little man didn't have time to chat. Some creatures had already seen Yang Wu obtain the phoenix feather fan, so they obviously didn't want to miss it. Some of the flame-corroding demons charged toward Yang Wu. The little man rushed forward and fought with the other party. Yang Wu had been afraid that little man did not have enough combat experience, but after seeing the little man fight, he completely dispelled this doubt. The little man's combat experience was definitely not inferior to his own. He could not help but think to himself, just how did little Hay train little man? This girl must have suffered a lot. Yang Wu didn't have the time to lament here. He cast his gaze elsewhere. He was most concerned about his family. Yang Yifan and Yang Mami were both in a bitter battle. They were surrounded by many powerful creatures. He didn't hesitate to charge over. The ice wing blade slashed out again, quickly ending the battle for the two of them. Yang Wu also noticed the commotion on Song Qing's side. The battle was too intense, and many creatures didn't want to get close. If it wasn't for the special terrain here, this place would have been completely destroyed by these forces. Yang Wu didn't even think about it. He held the phoenix feather fan and charged toward the battlefield. At this time, the flesh on his palms had completely grown back. They were no different from when he was not injured. His recovery ability was too amazing. "Song Daozhong, I'll help you," Yang Wu roared. He gathered his firepower on the phoenix feather fan and fanned it toward Zhang Daolong and Ba Ben. Zhang Daolong didn't know Yang Wu, but that didn't stop him from sensing that the fiery feather fan in Yang Wu's hand was different. The light of true fire was too obvious. It was a Xiantian-level weapon. Ba Bin hated Yang Wu to the bone. He had been defeated by Yang Wu once, so he hated Yang Wu to the bone. Seeing that Yang Wu was holding a fan of true fire, he didn't dare be careless. He quickly rushed toward the dragon's pine whip. He had to get it first. Yang Wu thought that the phoenix feather fan would be enough to destroy the two in front of him. But when he fanned, he found that the firepower had increased by a lot, but it was far from the effect he wanted. Zhang Daolong blocked it with his dragon arms and only pushed him back a few dozen feet. Yang Wu frowned and fanned himself a few more times. Flames flew out like phoenixes, and the raging flames forced all living beings to stay away from them. Even Zhang Daolong dared not touch them. Yang Wu swung his arms continuously, and two true dragons roared out and blocked most of the fire. He retreated a few steps, and a look of realization flashed in his eyes. He said, "You haven't refined the innate warrior weapon, and you're in urgent need of it. Why don't you give it to me?" Zhang Daolong didn't want to waste any more time. He used his heaven-defying talent to get the dragon's pine whip as soon as possible. "Saint Master Yang Wu, be careful of his dragon arms," Song Qing reminded Yang Wu. True dragon arms. Zhang Daolong poured all of his power into his arms, and dragon scales appeared on his arms. Two golden true dragons stood upright, and their domineering might was truly terrifying. "Go!" Zhang Daolong's arm strength reached its peak, and he swung it out without hesitation. The two golden dragons tore through space and arrived in front of Yang Wu in an instant. They wanted to tear Yang Wu to pieces. This was the true power of the true dragon arms. He hadn't used his full strength just now. Such power could even kill a second-level astral saint. Yang Wu quickly retreated and put away the phoenix feather fan. He realized that the phoenix feather fan couldn't be used by him yet. Just as Zhang Daolong said, he hadn't refined it yet. If he was in a hurry to use it, he wouldn't be able to unleash its full power. He could only use it after he refined it. "You have the true dragon arms, but I also have the barbaric god arms." Yang Wu purely wanted to clash head-on with Zhang Daolong and see for himself just how monstrous these top-notch geniuses were. The brute force in his arms was completely activated. His arms seemed to have grown in size as a boundless force gathered on his arms and met Zhang Daolong's force head-on. Barbaric Dragon Fist. Yang Wu's fist force seemed to have transformed into a barbaric dragon, and it collided with the opponent's golden dragon. Rumble, rumble. Different dragon-shaped battle cheese kept colliding, and a lot of power splashed in all directions. Yang Wu and Zhang Daolong didn't retreat. The two of them approached each other at the same time and crazily attacked each other in close combat. Zhang Daolong had cultivated a dragon-shaped saint body. Their dragon tiger sex, dragon tiger saint pill, could be said to be peerless. Moreover, he had soaked in the dragon marrow pool and gone through all kinds of tempering. His physical body was comparable to a saint's. It was reasonable for him to have such battle strength. However, he was still inferior to Yang Wu. If Yang Wu had the saint dragon body, then this could only be considered a fake saint dragon body. There was still a gap between the two. His true dragon arms weren't necessarily stronger than Yang Wu's barbaric god arms. During the close combat, his arms were in great pain from Yang Wu's attacks. He felt as if he had encountered a mid-level saint-level creature that was crushing all his talents. Yang Wu was also surprised that Zhang Daolong had such a battle body. If he hadn't been tempered by the dragon fiend Qi, he definitely wouldn't be able to compete with Zhang Daolong. He exclaimed in his heart, "It seems that I can't underestimate the top-notch monsters of the various forces." Just as Yang Wu was about to suppress Zhang Daolong in one go, Zhang Daolong's figure suddenly changed. He retreated quite a distance and asked Yang Wu, "Are you the Saint Master Yang Wu of the Apothecary Union?" Yang Wu couldn't be bothered to reply. They were already fighting. How could he have time to chat with his opponent? Just as he was about to pursue, Zhang Daolong formed a seal with both hands. An ancient rune seal appeared in his hands. He said faintly, "I originally wanted to let you understand your defeat. Since you're in such a hurry, I'll suppress you first." Zhang Daolong muttered for a while and threw out the ancient rune seal in his hand. Dragon Seal Town. Suddenly, a beam of golden light flashed, and a lifelike real dragon appeared in the air, instantly grabbing at Yang Wu. The strength of this true dragon was too strong. Even a mid-level Saint Realm creature wouldn't be easy to deal with. Yang Wu didn't have that kind of fighting strength, so he was instantly smashed to the ground by the true dragon. The dragon talisman suppressed his internal organs, and blood gushed out of his body. After using the dragon seal, Zhang Daolong's strength also weakened. He quickly swallowed a pill to recover his strength. At this time, Song Qing and Ba Bin's battle had reached its climax. He couldn't spare any time to save Yang Wu. In his panic, he was injured by Ba Bin, and his opponent took the Dragon's Pine Whip first. Fortunately, the Dragon's Pine Whip was protected by the dragon-shaped battle chi. Ba Bin couldn't take it immediately. Song Qing couldn't care less about the Dragon's Pine Whip. He hurriedly attacked Zhang Daolong. Zhang Daolong originally thought that Yang Wu would be killed by the Dragon Seal. However, he found that Yang Wu's vitality was extremely tenacious. His life force was still there, and he could resist to a certain extent. He couldn't help but increase the power of the Dragon Seal. He was determined to take down Yang Wu. Song Qing also arrived. Both of them had exhausted a lot of their strength. If they wanted to determine the winner, they would have to fight with their lives on the line. Zhang Daolong didn't want to fight with his life on the line. He still wanted the Dragon Pine Whip. Just as Song Qing was about to unleash his strongest sword technique to defeat Zhang Daolong, another prodigy from the Dragon Tiger sect intervened. A tiger's roar reverberated through Song Qing's eardrums, causing them to bleed profusely. "Senior brother, I'm here to help you." The Dragon Tiger sect's war tiger, Su Bewley, came. Su Bewley's strength was similar to Zhang Daolong's. Moreover, his battle strength was still at its peak. His arrival indeed put a lot of pressure on Song Qing. "It seems like you guys are forcing me to kill you," Song Qing said faintly. The long sword in his hand was quickly replaced by another battle sword. It was a saint sword. Originally, he didn't want to use a saint sword. However, at this point, he had no choice but to use it. Just as Song Qing was going all out to fight 1 against 2, a demonic palm sneaked up on him from behind. Song Qing's reaction was still a little late. His back suffered a heavy blow. Zhang Daolong and Su Bewley's attacks came again, causing him to spit out blood. His aura rapidly decreased. Yang Wu saw with his own eyes that Song Qing was beaten to the point of spitting out blood by the 3 top geniuses. His life was in danger. A burst of anger surged from the bottom of his heart. The true dragon in his energy center roared continuously. The dragon pearl that had been polished to perfection was swallowed into its stomach. The true dragon's body grew rapidly, and its dragon aura soared into the sky. Thousands of rays of light shone in the sky. Even the dragon seal was forcefully sent flying. "You guys are too much." Chapter 1077. Previously, after Yang Wu had gone into seclusion to refine the dragon chi, he had already reached the critical point of the top-level dragon transformation realm. He could break through to the top-level dragon transformation realm at any time, but in order to polish himself to perfection, he had been suppressing the breakthrough. After a period of intense battles, he had finally polished the last bit of flaw to the limit, and now was the best time to break through. He definitely couldn't watch Song Qing die here. If that happened, he would be the sinner of Wudong. The dragon chi on his body surged as a powerful force exploded. The dragon talisman was sent flying. His power had reached a new height. His battle blood was boiling. His eyes were filled with battle intent and killing intent. He wanted to avenge Song Qing. His first target wasn't Zhang Daolong and Su Bewley, but Sky Overlord Demon Ba Bin. It was this guy's sneak attack that caused Song Qing to be severely injured. He had to kill this demon. Yang Wu's power had just broken through and was at the strongest stage. His speed was like lightning. In an instant, he appeared behind Ba Bin and threw out a barbaric fist. Barbaric elephant fist. Yang Wu used the barbaric tribe's strongest fist technique. It was like a giant elephant appeared in the sky and stomped on the ground. Bang! Ba Bin didn't even have a chance to react. His demonic body was shattered by Yang Wu's fist, and he was sent flying far away. Yang Wu didn't want to let him go so easily. The ice wing blade flew out and went straight for Ba Bin's head. Uft. Ba Bin was cut in half by the ice wing blade. His demonic blood splattered all over the ground. His demonic body became the nourishment of the sacred item. Zhang Daolong, Su Bewley, and the surrounding sky prides who were watching the battle were all shocked. Ba Bin's strength was extremely powerful, and many creatures had witnessed it with their own eyes. However, he was killed by Yang Wu in 1 or 2 moves. It was simply extremely abnormal. Yang Wu didn't have the time to care about other people's gazes. He looked at Zhang Daolong and Su Bewley and left behind an afterimage. His real body had already appeared beside Zhang Daolong and swung down his barbaric god arm again. Zhang Daolong reacted quickly and raised his true dragon arm to block. Crack! Ah! Zhang Daolong's saint arm was directly shattered, causing him to scream in pain. This was the talent he was so proud of, but it was actually not a match for his opponent. How did his opponent's battle prowess increase so much? Su Bewley wouldn't just watch as Zhang Daolong was chased by Yang Wu. He threw out the tiger talisman and formed a seal with both hands. He muttered something, and there was a flash of light. A huge tiger appeared and bit towards Yang Wu. Tiger Talisman Town. This was a secret technique unique to the dragon and tiger sect. Their talisman techniques were unrivaled in the world and had caused many people in the world to suffer a lot. Even now, they were still successful in every endeavor. The might of this tiger talisman was not much weaker than the dragon talisman that Zhang Daolong had just used. It could even kill a saint. This time, Yang Wu wasn't afraid. After breaking through to the peak of the dragon transformation realm, his battle prowess had increased by more than 1 level. War Blood Formless was also affected, and his battle prowess was increasing at a crazy rate. Seeing the tiger pouncing at him, he treated it as a target to vent his anger on. Jinwu Boxing immediately struck out. Jinwu Boxing. One after another, the earth-shaking fist energy collided with the huge tiger. It was like a collision between stars. The commotion caused was too shocking. Break for me! Yang Wu roared in a spurt of energy. He released all his strength and punched out heavily again. Bang! The tiger that could kill a mid-tier saint was blown up by Yang Wu's punch. Obvious wounds appeared on Yang Wu's fist. This tiger wasn't to be trifled with. Even if his battle prowess had increased, he was still injured. The tiger talisman was almost torn apart. Su Bewley was in great pain. He kept the tiger talisman and was about to fight with Yang Wu again when Yang Wu appeared behind him. He gave him a fierce kick and smashed him into the ground. When Yang Wu continued to kick him, Zhang Daolong had already controlled the dragon talisman to block in front of Yang Wu. Yang Wu was about to destroy the dragon talisman. Unexpectedly, Zhang Daolong took Su Bewley and retreated quickly. We don't want this dragon spine whip anymore. The 2 top monsters of the dragon and tiger sect withdrew from the fight for the dragon spine whip just like that. The other creatures didn't dare to come close. They were afraid that Yang Wu's overbearing battle chi would hit them. They wouldn't be able to withstand it. However, there would always be some reckless creatures who wanted to provoke them and see if they could take the opportunity to gain some benefits. Demonic Soul Devouring. A dream god demon appeared in the dark. He attacked Yang Wu's soul from afar. A demonic soul quickly entered Yang Wu's holy court. This demonic soul directly devoured Yang Wu's soul in the holy court. It wanted to invade Yang Wu's soul and control him. This was a soul attack that was impossible to guard against. Yang Wu had just broken through to the top-tier dragon transformation realm. His soul in the holy court had also benefited greatly. His soul power was at its peak. Before the demonic soul could touch Yang Wu's soul, his soul had already attacked the demonic soul. His soul fist instantly destroyed the demonic soul. Sneaky thing, go to hell. Yang Wu muttered. The ice wing blade drew a beautiful arc in the air as it slashed towards the dream god demon. The dream god demon's strongest point was his demonic soul. His senses were astonishing. He was able to sense Yang Wu's ice wing blade. He used his powerful soul power to control the rocks on the ground to block the ice wing blade. However, the ice wing blade was too powerful. It shattered the rocks and continued to attack the dream god demon. Are you trying to bully me because I can't fight? The dream god demon said unhappily. A powerful demonic soul weapon appeared. It was a demonic sacred bell. Under his control, the demonic sacred bell's powerful soul power directly approached the ice wing blade. Are you sure you can fight me? Yang Wu's true body had already charged over. He mercilessly sent out a tyrannical divine palm. Raging flames enveloped the dream god demon. The dream god demon panicked. The dream god's face was filled with panic. 3 puppets appeared in front of him. They were all human prodigies. He wanted to use them to block Yang Wu's attacks. Yang Wu originally wanted to kill the 3 human geniuses as well. However, after a moment of hesitation, he changed the direction of his palm and sent it to the side. He didn't kill the 3 geniuses. Among the 3, one of them was a member of the Tranquil martial school. Who would have thought that he would be controlled by the dream god demon? The dream god demon continued to shake the demonic sacred bell, hoping that the powerful chimes would cause Yang Wu's soul to tremble. Unfortunately, Yang Wu's soul was stronger than he expected. A soul I suddenly opened and directly shot him to death. A soul, I could destroy his soul. This was no joke. As Yang Wu grew stronger, the power of his soul, I could easily kill ordinary saint-level life forms. To many life forms, the dream god demon was a demon. It was difficult for them to guard against him. He could easily invade their souls and control them. In the end, they would do things against their will. Yang Wu hated the dream god demon. Back in the City of Redemption, Shu Yujun was controlled by the dream god demon and almost died. How could he let the dream god demon go? After the dream god demon was killed, his demonic sacred bell naturally fell into Yang Wu's hands. There was also the fire-devouring strange pearl that he obtained from killing Yue Shao. Although these 2 items weren't Xiantian items, they were still rare treasures. After Yang Wu killed the 2 demons and defeated the Dragon Tiger sect's disciples, Song Qing finally obtained the Dragon Spine Whip. Song Qing held the dragon eye in his hand. It wasn't as difficult as he thought to obtain the Dragon Spine Whip. Thank you, Saint Master Yang Wu. Song Qing looked at Yang Wu with gratitude. We're all family. No need to be so polite. Yang Wu said with incomparable generosity. Saint Master Yang Wu, I will remember your words. In the future, when I ask you to help me refine pills, don't refuse. Song Qing said with a happy smile. He had completely forgotten about the injuries on his body. Wu Tang had a divine alchemist in charge. Didn't need to ask Yang Wu for help. Song Qing was just being polite, but he had unknowingly pulled his relationship with Yang Wu closer. At this time, Yang Wu looked in other directions again. Shu Yujun and Qing Jing were collecting the antiques they wanted, but they were also being snatched by others. Especially Qing Jing, who was aloof from worldly affairs, looked like she was easy to bully. Yang Wu originally wanted to go over and help, but when Qing Jing unleashed her power, the demons there were so scared that they hid as far away as possible. Even the other races didn't dare to get close to her for fear of being purified by her purifying power. She was a naturally gifted person. Once she unleashed her power, she was very strong. Yang Wu didn't need to worry about Shu Yujun. Her swordsmanship was very strong, and she had already learned her own swordsmanship. Right now, she was fighting with the other creatures for the items she wanted. Just as Yang Wu looked elsewhere, the 3 humans controlled by Dream God woke up. They couldn't remember what had happened, but they could remember who had killed Dream God. The 3 of them all went up to Yang Wu to express their gratitude. Thank you, Saint Master Yang Wu, for saving our lives. A woman who used to be a member of Jing Wu went up to express her gratitude. This woman came from a 100-flower sect. She was one of Shi Wenmei's senior sisters. The other 2 came from different factions. One was from the Phantom sect, and the other was from the Red Cloak sect. Yang Wu didn't have time to deal with them. He waved his hand and told them to leave. After seeing the items of Dragon and Phoenix here, how could they be willing to leave? They also joined in the fight for the items. The woman from the 100-flower sect was willing to stay by Yang Wu's side. She knew her limits. Even if she was interested in the items here, she didn't dare to casually take them. Yang Wu reminded her, if you don't move, the items here won't be attacked. Once you move, prepare to deal with the Dragon and Phoenix battle chi. Thank you, Saint Master, for your reminder. The woman from the 100-Flower sect once again expressed her gratitude. Yangwu didn't take it to heart. He saw that there were many astonishing items of dragon and phoenix in this place. This was probably a place where true dragons and phoenixes were buried. He was also very interested in these items, but he was more concerned about the whereabouts of the mysterious essence Qi. He could feel that the mysterious essence Qi was in this place. Where was it? His gaze locked onto the dragon and phoenix tree in front of him. Chapter 1078. In front of the dragon phoenix tree, little Hay watched the battle leisurely as if it was watching a show. It was not worried at all that Yangwu, Little Man, and the others would die. After Yangwu ended the battle, he saw Little Hay standing there in a daze. He gritted his teeth and said, "Little Hay, you bastard." For some reason, when he was close to Little Hay, he could feel that everything that happened here had something to do with Little Hay. Little Hay said proudly, "Little Wu, come and bite me if you can." Then it shouted, "There are only 49 dragon phoenix fruits. If you don't fight for them now, there will be none left." The prodigies were shocked. Their goal was the dragon phoenix fruits. They were as valuable as innate stage weapons. There were so few of them, and many people would fight for them. If they did not hurry, there would be none left. Thus, many prodigies rushed toward the dragon phoenix tree. At the same time, Little Hay also asked the dragon phoenix tree to remove all the restrictions. Even the prodigies who did not have any items could rush in to fight for the dragon phoenix fruits. Just like that, a large number of people rushed toward the dragon phoenix tree. The first thing they wanted was to snatch the dragon phoenix fruits. The restrictions here have disappeared. Go and fight for the dragon phoenix fruits. Ha! The heavens are helping me. The dragon phoenix fruits are mine. Anyone who dares to fight for them will be my enemy and will be killed without mercy. Who do you think you are? Get lost. The dragon phoenix fruits are mine. Brothers and sisters of the Battle Alliance, gather your strength and listen to my command. Fight for the dragon phoenix fruits. Many geniuses rushed in, and the battle became even more intense. The smart leaders gathered their teams and unleashed the power of their teams, charging in the direction of the dragon phoenix tree. The other races also began to unite. They had to get the dragon phoenix fruits. Little Hay, you are ruthless. Yangwu let out a long whistle and hurriedly transmitted a message to his companions. Come with me to snatch the dragon phoenix fruit. Leave everything else aside first. There were not many people around Yangwu. Little Man, Shu Yujun, Qing Jing, Yangba, Su Zhu, Song Qing, and the others numbered less than 10. Now that the restriction had been broken, too many people had entered, including the people from Wudong. However, their numbers were not large. If they did not seize the time to seize the dragon phoenix fruit, they were afraid that all their efforts would be in vain. Babies, come over and escort young master to obtain the dragon phoenix fruit. Xiao Man did not hesitate to summon her group of ferocious beasts. This group was the real force, and a few of them were saint-level ferocious beasts. How strong was their combat strength? Who could stop them? Little Man, this is a test for your young master. If your young master is not in mortal danger, you are not allowed to let those vicious beasts help him. Little Hay transmitted a message to Little Man. Little Hay, how can you be like this? I won't do it. Little Man expressed her dissatisfaction with Little Hay for the first time. This is for your young master's own good. Don't worry, he won't die. Little Hay added, if anything happens to the young master, I will never forgive you for the rest of my life. Little Man was very serious. You little girl. Little Hay smiled bitterly. Little Man still obeyed Little Hay's instructions and did not let the vicious beasts help Yangwu. However, she was not stupid. She made use of the vicious beasts to stop the Devil Clan, trying to reduce the number of experts who rushed in. Unknowingly, she reduced the pressure on Yangwu. The reason why she chose to deal with the Devil Clan was because she knew that the Battle Clan and the Yang Clan were sworn enemies. Using them to vent her anger was a good choice. Yangwu used his fastest speed, intending to obtain the Dragon Phoenix fruit before calmly sensing the location of the profound essence Qi. He believed that no one would care about the profound essence Qi. Moreover, it was definitely not easy to obtain. Yang Wu had the geographical advantage and was already in this space. It was very fast for him to rush over. When he saw that he was very close to the Dragon Phoenix tree, he realized that there was a fellow who was faster than him and was rushing towards him. "Human die!" DMO of the Jade Emperor clan shouted. An earth dragon rose from the ground and charged towards Yang Wu. The earth dragon's strength was enough to threaten a second-level star rune realm expert. This was also the reason why DMO was so strong. DMO had long wanted to take revenge on Yang Wu. Now was the best opportunity. He did not really care about the Dragon Phoenix fruit. Instead, he was more interested in a certain kind of energy that attracted him. It was a type of profound essence chi. Other living beings might not be able to sense it, but he could feel it clearly. It was just that before he obtained the profound essence chi, he wanted this young man to die first. If Yang Wu had not broken through to the peak dragon transformation realm, he would still be afraid of DMO's attack. But now he did not care at all. He casually punched out, and the tyrannical power of his fist directly shattered the earth dragon. DMO was shocked, and he cried out involuntarily, "How can you be so strong? Don't bother me again. Otherwise, I'll send you on your way." Yang Wu did not have time to bother about DMO. He left behind a ruthless sentence and continued to rush towards the Dragon Phoenix fruit. "Stop him. Don't let him get the Dragon Phoenix fruit." A sharp voice rang out. Following that, a wave of fierce attacks came towards Yang Wu's direction. These attacks were hard to defend against. It was a sneak attack from the Blood Ghost Troop. The Blood Ghost Troop was formed by the geniuses from the Blood Fiend sect and Ghost Cult. They had also recruited a large number of people with evil intentions. Among them were the geniuses from the Corpse sect, Hunter Poison sect, and other top forces. There were quite a number of people. There were more than 200 people. The one who gave the order just now was the fourth in command of the Blood Ghost Troop, Lai Bao. Previously, Lai Bao had almost taken down Zhang Mingshan and Yin Suxian. He did not expect Yang Wu to intervene. Not only did Yang Wu save them, he even killed his subordinate. He had always kept this grudge in his heart. Other than that, Yang Wu's head was also quite valuable. He was one of the top thousands on the wanted list. Who wouldn't want to take down his head? There were no saints here to protect them. It was the best time to kill Yang Wu. These were all desperados. Although they also wanted the Dragon Phoenix fruit, it was something that their leader deserved. It had nothing to do with them. It was better to kill Yang Wu and get the reward. The Blood Fiend Barrier of the Blood Fiend sect and the Ghost Shadow Whip of the Ghost Cult were all extremely evil, offensive martial weapons. When they attacked together, they were still very threatening. Yang Wu still did not plan to pay attention to them. Instead, he sped up and rushed towards the Dragon Phoenix tree. He was so fast that no one could stop him. Even the Ghost Cult, who were known for their speed, did not have such ability. In a few blinks of an eye, Yang Wu was already close to the Dragon Phoenix tree. A genius from the Ghost Cult cursed, "I don't believe that I can't take you down." In the next moment, a soul-chasing puppet appeared in his hand. This was a broken sacred weapon. If he shot it with all his strength, it could unleash a power comparable to a saint-level creature's attack. Moreover, it had a special feature. It could lock onto the target. No matter where they ran, it would chase them until it hit them. In addition, a genius from the Blood Fiend sect also took out a Bloodburst Pearl and threw it at Yang Wu. The Bloodburst Pearl was an extremely evil item. It was a one-time item. Not only was the power of the explosion powerful, but the evil blood chi it produced would also devour the blood of living creatures, causing them to be unable to circulate their blood chi and die. Yang Wu reacted quickly and dodged the soul-chasing puppet's attack. However, the soul-chasing puppet turned around and continued to pursue Yang Wu. At the same time, the Bloodburst Pearl flew over. The black tortoise battle armor appeared on Yang Wu's body and instantly shattered the soul-chasing puppet. The Bloodburst Pearl was also repelled by the powerful rebounding force, scaring the sky prides of the House of Blood. In a few blinks of an eye, Yang Wu was caught up by those geniuses. Another wave of crazy attacks came at him. Lai Bao even revealed a ferocious expression as he cursed. "Little bastard, if I don't kill you today, I'll change my surname to yours." Yang Wu was completely enraged. The Dragon Phoenix fruit was of great importance. and these guys were still chasing after him. Did they really think that he was afraid of them? You don't have the qualifications to change your surname to mine. Go and change your surname to King Yama. The battle armor on Yang Wu's body became thicker and thicker. It was as if a real black tortoise had appeared. The defensive force was like an 8 trigrams formation that spun rapidly. The force of the deflecting force had reached an unprecedented level. Many of the tyrannical attacks were all deflected and even rebounded. Yang Wu didn't care about the Dragon Phoenix fruit anymore. He charged towards Blood Fiend and the rest. The Ice Wing Blade took the lead. It was like an invisible vanguard that rushed to the front to open up a path. The two people at the front didn't even know what was going on when their heads disappeared. At the same time, Yang Wu spread out his profound wings and continued to increase his speed. He dodged the attacks and landed beside one of them. His fist was like a dragon emerging from the sea as he mercilessly punched the opponent's heart. Asterisk bang. Asterisk the opponent was also a first-rate genius. Unfortunately, he had no power to resist Yang Wu. His heart-protecting mirror was shattered by a single punch. His heart was also shattered. Yang Wu didn't even look at him. His figure flickered as he furiously kicked the person who was riding on the ghost horse. The kick was like a whip, splitting the ghost horse into 2 halves. The person on the horse didn't have a good ending either. One of his thighs was torn off. Blood gushed out profusely from the wound. He was in so much pain that he screamed like a pig being slaughtered. The Tao of Death spread out. Majestic death chi spread towards the people who were rushing towards him, quickly depriving them of their vitality. Even though these people were all top-notch geniuses with extraordinary battle prowess, strong willpower, and powerful defenses, the Tao of Death didn't just target the physical body. It also targeted the soul. The soul and willpower were especially easy to wear down. Moreover, it caused them to feel fear, causing their minds to become unbalanced and their battle prowess to plummet. Yang Wu held the double-edged Tri-Dragon Spear in one hand and the mysterious Phoenix sword in the other. He was also controlling the invisible Ice Wing Blade. He was like the god of death, reaping the lives of these geniuses in front of him. Asterisk puff, asterisk, asterisk, puff, asterisk in the blink of an eye, a few heads fell to the ground, killing a person in 10 steps, leaving no trace for 1,000 miles. Such a powerful killing force had completely frightened Lai Bao. He tore the imperial decree apart, determined to injure Yang Wu. I don't believe you can resist the power of the imperial decree. Lai Bao roared, using the power of the imperial decree to overcome his fear. The imperial decree is nothing.